Okay, guys, I think we're just about ready to get started, and I am excited. A couple of housekeeping things before we do get started. Make sure you turn Skype off, turn your phone off. If you need to take a bathroom break, go ahead and do that now. Get a pen and paper. Get ready to take some notes. This is going to be a really, really exciting session, and you don't want to get interrupted, and you want to be prepared. So go ahead and do that now. If you hear that beep, 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 it's driving me insane as well. I'm going to mute my microphone through the majority of this this presentation because it's my computer. I don't know what's going on. It's been doing it for a couple of days. I really need to get it sorted. It's beeping at me. It's driving me nuts. So I do apologize for the beep. You'll hear it again. I will mute my microphone for most of it. So don't worry about that. Now, today, we have a very, very special guest. His name is Kevin Thompson. And I'll tell you why I'm so excited to have Kevin on board. A lot of the people that I bring to you for these trainings are these amazing multi-millionaire, internet moguls and gurus, which is fantastic because obviously you can learn a lot of stuff from multi-millionaire internet mogul gurus. So I love getting them on board. Now, Kevin, at the risk of downplaying him, is not one of these multi-millionaire internet mogul gurus. That's not what he does. But what really excites me about Kevin is that for him, it's more about the lifestyle that this business that he's going to show you can bring. So on a really busy week, Kevin will work 4 days a week. He always takes 3-day weekends. And even then, he knocks off at 4 o'clock. He spends a ton of time with his kids, with his family. And I just find that really, really inspiring. I've got young kids of my own. I've got a family of my own. And I still do work hard. I probably work harder than Kevin, but I love what he does. And I'll probably learn a lot from what he does. And I've got no doubt I'll take a page out of his book. So I'm really, really excited to get Kevin on board. And he's going to show you how he's able to generate the income he gets. Now, I said he's not this multi-millionaire mogul, but don't get me wrong, he's doing very, very well. And he's going to show you how to generate the sort of income that he's generating working as not hard as he's working. And that's what's got me really, really excited. So before we get started, let's get this into the right mood. If you're excited and keen to hear what Kevin's got to say, I want you to put in the comment section down below, yes. Let's get started with a yes. Let's get some excitement going on. I'm going to look over here from time to time because this is where I've got multiple monitors here. I've actually got 3 and you're on my 3rd one. So this is where I'm going to see. And we've got tons of people. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. Love you guys. You're excited. I'm excited. Let's go. Kevin, welcome on board. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure, Dan. I am looking forward to this.
Fantastic. All right. I'm going to mute my microphone now so that beeping doesn't drive anyone else nuts. And go ahead. Let's launch straight into it.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. We'll dig right in here. Let me get my my screen share going here, and let's just verify with you, Dan, that you can see this. All right. I got my screen share going, right?
Nope, not yet.
It's not. Oh, well, then you know what? Good thing we made the, we bear with me. You know what? You don't even have to be that technically savvy to do this. Okay, there we go.
Successful internet business owners I speak to are really not technically savvy, I tell you. I can see your screen now, but I'm just seeing me. Oh, here it comes. I think we're almost
awesome. There we go. Now I am with it.
Yep, you're on it. So I'm going to mute my microphone and leave you to it. The joys of working live, eh?
That's right. Sounds good. Well, first of all, Dan, thanks so much for the introduction, and I am just really, really excited to share with everybody who's listening in here. And I want to welcome you to the behind the scenes tour and let you know that we're going to make it well worth your while for being here. And I want to let you know, with the state of the economy, since 2008. And of course, all the news and everything that we hear, more people than ever before, they're uncertain about their job if they work for somebody. They're uncertain about their business if they're a business owner. And they're uncertain about their practice if they're a professional. I mean, everyone has been wondering, is the way you make money yesterday going to be there for you next week and next month? Will you be able to maintain the lifestyle that you want? Will you be able to retire when you want to? All of those kinds of things. And because of all this, more than ever, people are looking for a reliable source of secondary income that they can run part-time that gives them a significant income and the security that no ordinary job or traditional business or practice ever could. So whether you're completely frustrated from trying to grind out a decent profit in your existing business or your practice, and you're looking for an easier way to dramatically increase your revenue, or whether you're thinking about starting a part-time business so you can replace the income you currently get from your job, well, I'm here to tell you that the landscape, it's radically changed. And there's specific things that you need to be aware of. And I'll also give you a fair warning right now that what I'm about to expose is the bitter truth. I'm not going to pull any punches with you. I'm just going to lay things out like they are as I see them. And so if you prefer to stay wrapped up in dreams about how life should be, or worse yet, how it used to be, if you're afraid of hearing the truth so that you can make a decision based on reality, then go ahead and click away right now. Okay, because this is your last chance to bail before we get down to brass tacks. Okay, so you're still with me. So let me share with you what you need to know. In 2008, the economic climate changed so dramatically that it completely changed the way that money is made. And see, if you're an existing business owner or professional, you already know this. I mean, and if you haven't made the necessary adjustments yet, which I gotta believe most of you have, the effects of these changes are probably starting to hit you in a really, really big way. And because what used to work extremely well for you now only produces a fraction of the results that it once did. And see, even if you've never, ever owned a business before, it certainly doesn't take a rocket science to see what's been going on. I mean, businesses have been closing their doors left and right as they fall victim to the economic changes over the last several years. I mean, all we got to do is turn on the television to hear about all the carnage, or take a look around our own hometown to see all the vacant commercial space. Now, see, that's the bad news. But let me give you the good news, because here's good news as well. During this very same time period, there's been another breed of person who's been playing by a completely different set of rules, and we've been making record profits in the process. So having said that, it's important to note that, we haven't been doing anything crooked, dishonest, or immoral, or anything like that. In fact, far from it. We are some of the most honest, caring, giving people you'd ever meet, who have simply discovered a secret set of rules that the rest of the business and professional communities haven't. And so if you're an existing business owner or professional who enjoys what you're doing, excuse me, and you want to grow it faster, get more satisfaction from it, get more revenue from it, well, the process I'm about to share, it'll do that for you. If, on the other hand, you're frustrated in some way with your existing business, your practice, or your job, and you're looking to create a second, easier, more lucrative income from a source that gives you measurable results in 27 days or less and doesn't require so much time, effort, and hard work, well, the process I'm about to share with you, it'll do that for you as well. And finally, if you're brand new to business and you want to have success as fast as possible by leapfrogging past the masses so that you can immediately start playing by the same set of rules that allow people like myself to make record profits in any economic climate, well, the process I'm about to share with you will do that for you. So whatever situation you're in, wherever you're at right now, as you're listening in on this, pay real close attention. because the process I'm about to share is a perfect match and fit for you. So let me start by giving you 2 promises. You're going to leave here at the end of our time together with specific, usable 1, 2, 3 strategies that you can apply and see results in your bank account virtually overnight. You also leave with 1 specific strategy that you can use exactly as I describe it to you. I guarantee it's something you've never heard of before, and I also guarantee that in 27 days or less, you can use it to put money in the bank that's not now flowing there, meaning new dollars, cash in your bank account. And once you've got the money flowing, it'll consistently come in for you month after month after month. And during our time together, you're also going to discover 3 things. First, I'm going to be laying out the entire automated system that's consistently been putting $10,000 to $12,000 a month into my own bank account since the year 2000. And actually, just recently, we had our best month ever, and I did $14,832 in sales in a single month. I mean, and I know lots of people are talking about all the changes in the economy and how it's had a dramatic effect on them, how we've been in a recession for many years now. And the reality is when you know what you're doing, when you know what I'm going to lay out for you here in this presentation, there is no recession. There is no such thing as a recession, okay? And the great news is you don't have to be a techie in order to use any of the stuff I'm going to be showing you. It's kind of like picking up the phone. Anybody can pick up the phone and dial a number, and it's that simple. Well, this is kind of that way. We can use the technology without having to fully understand how it all works. I mean, perfect example of that was right here when we started this presentation. And because this is mostly automated, it only takes about 4 hours a month of my time to run this. In fact, I'm going to be taking you on a behind-the-scenes tour of one of my businesses, and this one business, this is the business that I'm talking about that produces $10,000 to $12,000 a month in revenue and takes only 4 hours of my time or less to maintain that revenue. Secondly, I'm going to do something that no one else has ever done. As I just mentioned, I'm going to be taking you on a behind-the-scenes tour of my own business. And let me tell you, when you find out what I do and how I make money, you're going to be like, wow, if Kevin can do that, well, so can I. And third, I'm going to share 2 huge secrets about making money that 97% of the population out there will never understand. And see, the people who understand and use these 2 secrets are experiencing the best financial time of their lives right now. And those who don't, well, I can just tell you, they're not. Because you were smart enough to join us for this event, I'm going to hand you these 2 secrets on a silver platter, because once you have them, you'll finally be able to make the kind of income you deserve. And just like us, you'll be able to do it in any economic climate. Now, I've got a ton of valuable real-world business knowledge and insight to share with you during our time together. So like Dan mentioned, be sure and take some really, really good notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a little bit of my background, and I'm going to let you know right now, I don't share my story to have people go, oh my gosh, look at Kevin, look how great he is, or any of that. This isn't about me at all. This is about you. Okay. And the only reason that I share my story is so that you can get some background and get some perspective and some insight onto how I got where I'm at, because it's going to relate directly to you as well. And I'm also, what I share is going to be leading up to one of the big secrets that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I want to make sure you have the background so that when I share that with you, it's going to have a huge, huge impact. I mean, we're talking game-changing, life-changing kind of impact, and that's what I want to have for you. So, when I was a kid, my father always told me, Kev, the harder you work, the more successful you'll be. And I got to tell you, for many years, I believed that. Because that was my dad's experience. That's what he taught me. Unfortunately, my father, he passed away at the end of my 10th grade year in high school. And once my mom became the sole income earner for our family, my plans of going to college to study business were pretty much off the table because she just couldn't afford that. And I ended up doing the next best thing that I could figure out in that moment, in that time, was I ended up joining the military. I joined the Army. I spent 4 years in the military right out of high school. And it was a great experience. I got to, I got to travel. I got to learn a skill. It was a really great experience. It taught me a lot of valuable lessons that served me well to this day. And of course, that's me on the left there, picture my couple in a helicopter with a couple of my Army buddies and stuff. But even at that, I knew staying in the military was not going to be the right choice for me, because I still had this desire that I'd had for a long time to be a business owner. I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had a little bit of experience in high school in business kind of a setting in an extracurricular group I was part of, and I just really loved that whole idea. And so I came home from the military, and I was talking with my friend Scott, trying to figure out how I could get money together to start my first business. And because that's what I thought you needed to do. Of course, nowadays, I know better. I would have taken a different route, but hey, it is what it is. And my friend Scott, he gives me this great advice. Because see, we live up here in Seattle, and he's like, well, gosh, Kev, if you want to make a bunch of money, go down to Seattle, go to Fisherman's Terminal, get yourself a job on one of those fishing boats, and go with them up to Alaska. Those guys make tons of money. And so, not knowing any better, that's what I did. I took Scott's advice, and I got myself a job on one of those fishing boats. And I spent the next 7 years of my life working as a commercial fisherman up in Alaska on the Bering Sea. And if you've ever seen that show on the Discovery Channel called The Deadliest Catch, well, that's what I used to do. And I'll tell you, when I started doing that, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, because we would work anywhere from 24 to 36 hours straight. We'd sleep for 6 hours. We'd get up and we'd do it again. On a good trip, we could fill that boat in about 2 weeks. On a bad trip, if we weren't catching much, I've been out at sea working those kind of hours, working just insane hours for up to 2 months straight before. And the other part of this whole thing is the weather, the insane weather. You can kind of see a little bit of that in the picture here. But yeah, definitely insane working hours. But the weather itself, I mean, just being out on that sea, this boat rocking and rolling underneath you, I mean, dealing with 20, 30, 40-foot waves, and just the insane weather out at sea. After a while, it really starts to take its toll on you. And I'll tell you, after a few years of this, I mean, I can remember I started my fishing career in 1988 was the first year I went up there. 1995 was the last year that I went up there. And that year in 95, fishing in Alaska on the Bering Sea had been an especially rough season as far as the weather goes. And this particular night, we found ourselves in one heck of a storm. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you only see in the movies. And yeah, I was scared. I mean, I was really scared. But my way of dealing with my fear was to never look out at the horizon, because I didn't want to see how bad the storm really was. I would just concentrate on my job, which was to get the catch onto the boat, and I'd let the skipper up in the wheelhouse keep an eye on the big picture. And because he'd let us know if we were in any real danger. And all of a sudden, it happened. I hear his thundering voice over the intercom system, and he was like, "Kevin, duck." And before I could even react, we got hit broadside with a rogue wave that picked me up like I was nothing and hurled me face first all the way across the boat into the railing on the other side. And when the water finally calmed and I figured out what had happened, yeah, I mean, my body was pretty messed up. I mean, I got my front teeth knocked out. I got scars on my leg and my face from that accident that are still there to this day. But all I could even think was, thank God that I'm still on this boat. Because see, there's one thing I knew for a fact: if that wave would have thrown me just a couple inches higher, it would have tossed me right over the railing of that boat. into the freezing temperature of the Bering Sea, and I would have died right then and there, because in a storm like that, there is absolutely no way the skipper would have been able to get that boat turned around in time to save me. And I'll tell you, that was an experience. And that was a life-changing experience too, because, as proud as I knew, my father passed away before he ever saw me doing this kind of work. And of course, many times throughout my 7-year Bering Sea fishing experience and being an Alaska fisherman, I thought to myself, wow, wouldn't my dad be proud? But I also got to the point where I realized that, you know what? This is insane. Putting your life on the line for a paycheck, being away from your family for months on end, not being able to see your children grow up, all of that kind of stuff, it just wasn't worth it, no matter how much money I could make. And so I decided to make a change. After that accident, I came home. I decided that I was going to start my own business. I was going to finally realize my dream of becoming an entrepreneur, of becoming a business owner. And I took that money that I'd saved up over my years of fishing in Alaska, and I decided that I was going to start a carpet cleaning business. I knew this guy in Seattle, that he was in the carpet cleaning industry. That's kind of a grainy photo because that's an old photo. I can't remember whether that was taken with a digital camera or not, but that picture would have been taken back in 1995 with me, the proud new owner of my new cleaning van and cleaning machine, just starting up this business, and not knowing anything about what I was doing, other than that I knew this other guy in the cleaning industry, and he seemed to do okay for himself. And I was like, well, if that guy can do it, then so can I. So I invested $80,000 to open the doors on that business, to buy this van, to buy the cleaning machine, the equipment, the supplies, all of that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, I thought fishing in Alaska was hard, but I'll tell you, running this business was hard, because I just ran this business right out of my home. And in fact, that's my home right there on the right there, over my over my left shoulder in the picture there. That's the driveway. That's my home. I just ran this whole thing out of my home, and I was a one-man show doing it all when I started. And so I would go out and work in people's homes all day long, cleaning carpet. I would come home at the end of the day, get the equipment ready to go for the next day. Then I'd go to my home office, return phone calls from people who called, get them set up with their cleaning appointments, and take care of all the book work for the day, and do the data entry and the accounting stuff that I needed to do. And I was working 14 to 16 hours a day. And after about a year of doing this, and I was working 6 and 7 days a week, and after about a year of doing this, and still not making money, I had actually gone through about I had saved up over the years of fishing in Alaska. I had saved up a little over $200,000, and I blew through pretty much all of that in the first year, and I still wasn't making a profit because I didn't know what I was doing. And I mean, I am out here working my tail off and still not making a profit because I didn't know what I didn't know how to make a profit in business. I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, I could go broke easier than this, sitting at home on my couch watching television. And so it was really frustrating. But after that first year, I started to realize that, okay, what you're doing, Kevin, isn't working. You need to get some help. And I ended up meeting this guy, Joe Polish, and he started helping me with my marketing. He helped me turn that business around. And what I realized over the next 3 years between, I guess that would have been from 97 to 99. So it was almost a 3-year period, 2.5-year period. Joe helped me completely turn that business around. And what I realized then was that what I loved was the marketing. I loved helping people. There was a lot of aspects of that business that I loved, but there were also a lot of them that I didn't love. And I really didn't love being a carpet cleaning business owner, okay? But what I realized is I needed to do something different. And so I had gone to this seminar in 1999, and I met this guy by the name of Perry Marshall, who was doing some really cool stuff on the internet. And I thought to myself, well, gosh, maybe there's something there for me. So I started getting Perry's help, and I took what I already knew from the cleaning and restoration business, because one of the things that we did in that business was show people, what to do in a water damage situation, how to take care of a water damage situation correctly so you don't get mold growing in your home, which, because a lot of times mold is toxic to a lot of people who are hypersensitive to that. So I took what I knew from that, and I started this website in 2000 called getmoldsolutions.com. And within a very short time, we made our very first sale online. I can still remember it was for a mold test kit. I think we were selling mold test kits at the time for $29.95 or something like that. And I can still remember how exciting it was to make that first sale. It certainly wasn't the $29.95, but what it was like, oh my gosh, here I was able to put this website together and convey my knowledge to someone and convey the value that I had to offer, and somebody made a purchase. And I was like, my gosh, it was just so exciting. And I was like, I need to be able to leverage this. I want to do more of this, because it certainly wasn't about that one sale. I'm like, boy, now that I did this, I want to do a whole lot more of this. And I learned how easy it was to automate everything. I also discovered how wrong my father was, because, my father had always told me the harder you work, the more successful you'll be. And as we grew this website, it grew and grew and grew over the period of time there. On April 19th of 2004, it had grown to the point that I basically sold my carpet cleaning business and retired from manual labor forever. And see, the cool thing about that is ever since then, I've been running a business that allows me to be who I am, to be able to help people in the way that I want to help people, that makes me feel really good about what I do. And yeah, you know what? No, I'm not making billions of dollars, but you know what? I make a very nice income that lets me support my family in a way that makes me feel great about what I do for them. I've got a business that fits in with the lifestyle that I want to live, that lets me take time off when I want to be able to spend with my family, because I've got, I've got a beautiful wife. I've got 7 children. We just adopted recently. And I love being a father and a husband too. And I love what I do in my business, and see, I get to have all of it. And that's what I want to share with you today. And see, so now I've continued to, get really good at doing what I do, and I've made more money since 2008, since the financial collapse, if you will, than ever before, in spite of what's going on in the economy. And today I want to share with you how I've been able to do that. But the first thing, before we get into how I've been able to do that, the first thing we need to talk about is why the majority of automated businesses fail. Because people see this stuff online and like, man, I'd love to have an internet business. I'd love to become an internet millionaire and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is, the majority of people who try to set up automated business online fail. But I'm going to show you why that is, and how to make sure that you're not one of those failures. Because the most exciting thing about what I'm going to share with you right now is that when you avoid these 6 mistakes, you virtually guarantee the success of your venture. So let me go over the big 6 mistakes with you. The first mistake that most people make is they take advice from pretend experts who have never sold a real product to a real person online in their lives. And so you don't want to do that. The second big mistake that most folks make is they concentrate on the product or service they want to sell, rather than finding, a hot market of rabid buyers. And I'm going to be showing you, and so it's not about what you sell at all. And I know that's counterintuitive, because a lot of people, even when I started the carpet cleaning business, I was like, okay, I knew I was going to be selling carpet cleaning services. But you're going to understand really quickly that it's not about the product at all. It's about having a hot market of rabid buyers. I'm going to show you right here on this presentation how to find hot buyers for pretty much any product or service, and you now are going to create the relationship with those people. That's what it's really all about, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. The third mistake that most folks make.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, mate. We've got some questions pouring in. I just want to let everyone know that what we'll do, we'll let Kevin get through his presentation and we'll handle the questions at the end. But feel free to ask them. I'm taking notes and I've got them all ready. But yeah, we'll come to the questions at the end, just so everyone knows. Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
No worries, Dan. Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay, so the third mistake that most folks make is they think they've got to have a product or service before they ever get started. And I'm here to tell you right now, products and services, they're a dime a dozen. It is easy to find products and services to sell. That's the least of your concerns, and you'll understand what I'm talking about before we're finished here. The fourth mistake that most folks make is they think that starting a business takes a lot of startup capital. Now, granted, typical businesses do. I mean, I shared with you how much I invested when I started the carpet cleaning business. But when you use a system like the one that I'm going to lay out for you here right now, you do not need a lot of startup capital, okay? In fact, you need very little capital. The fifth big mistake that most folks make is that they're only in business to make a buck, and they don't really care about the people their business serves, who are the customers or the clients. And I hear this a lot. You know, people will tell me, you know, Kev, well, I just want to have a business like yours that puts money into my bank account. And I'm like, okay, you know, great. And that's fine. And I can show you how to set up a business that's mostly automated, that puts money into your bank account. But the reality is if you have this idea that you don't really have to care about people and people are going to spend money with you, I mean, this isn't going to work, okay? You have to care about other people. You have to want to help other people. That's why they in turn want to compensate you, is because they appreciate what you do for them. The sixth big mistake that most folks make is that they don't have a tested and proven system that's working for them right now. Most people never get access to a tested and proven system that's working right here, right now in the real world. And see, most folks never make any real money with their business, but like I said, it's not your fault. I mean, and I'll give you an example. Barry, one of my clients, Barry, he is a perfect example of this. He had been struggling for several years, you know, trying this, trying that, trying the other thing. And what he finally realized is that there ain't no pie in the sky. What Barry discovered was that the secret that separates successful people from the unsuccessful people is that they simply find a step-by-step system that works and someone who's willing to walk them through it. So if you want to have a reliable source of secondary income that you can count on every month, you've got to have a system that's designed with the average Joe, the average Jane, the average person like you and I in mind. And your first step is to make sure you've got plenty of hot buyers. So let me show you right now how to find thousands of hot buyers who can't wait to give you their money. And see, most people, they fail in business because they do things completely backwards. They concentrate on the product or service first, not worrying about how or even who they're going to sell it to until later. And the great thing is it's so easy to find plenty of hot buyers for virtually any product or service when you follow the four-step process that I'm going to share with you right now. And the first step of that process begins by using a little-known tool that very few people even know about, and it's a tool called SEObook.com. And when you go to their website at SEO Book, and I've kind of highlighted it here for you on the screen, when you get to their homepage there, you'll see one of the headers across the top is Tools. We'll hover over that and then click on the Keyword Tool link in the drop-down box that will come up. Okay, and what that'll do, that's going to take you to the next page where you can register to get free access to their keyword tool. And I'm going to tell you right now, having access to a keyword tool like this is like having your own crystal ball that allows you to see into the future and know in advance, okay, you know, what kind of money am I going to be able to potentially make with my idea here? And so I want to kind of just talk about a little bit of results and give you an example and show you what this tool will do for you. So I'm just going to use my mold website as an example, and I'll be taking you on a behind the scenes tour of that in just a little bit as well. But if we type the words black mold into the tool, this is the search results that come up, and we can see that like there's 59,400 at the time I did this. Pulled up this stat for the month. And there was 59,400 monthly searches being done for the term black mold, and there's all kinds of related keywords that are being searched on as well. Black mold symptoms, black mold removal, black mold exposure, how to get rid of black mold. I mean, you can see all kinds of searches being done to do with black mold. Okay, now I'm going to let you know that with my little mold website, we do $10,000 to $12,000 a month in sales with that little mold website, and this is the kind of searches being done in order to generate that kind of revenue. Okay, and so this will kind of give you an idea, because what you don't want to do is, if there's nobody already online looking for the thing that you're thinking of offering, if there's not already people actively looking for that, well, you probably don't want to do it. Okay, you want to go where people are already looking for information on the topic that you're thinking of doing. Okay, so that's the first step, is to be able to find people who are already actively looking, and a simple keyword tool like this is going to be an amazing tool for you to be able to use. And it's really exciting too when you start doing a little bit of research to find out, okay, where are the hot buyers, where are hot rabid buyers that would be interested in what I could possibly offer them. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is you then need to ask yourself, will these people buy repeatedly? Because that's where you're going to get back-end profits from. And see, if somebody buys from you once and they're happy with that purchase and you give them a good experience, they will buy from you more, and they will buy from you over and over and over again. And I will also let you in on a little secret. If you have a relationship with people, if you let people know about you, about who you are, I mean, part of what I do in my business is I talk about my family. I talk about my wife, my kids. I talk about trips that we take. I talk about, lots of personal stuff too, to really let people get to know me, because when they have a relationship with you, you do not necessarily at all have to stay offering products and services that are in line with what they came to you for in the first place. You can offer other things, because people are people. Now, if you do not have a relationship, you cannot do that. Okay, people will wonder, why are you sending me stuff about other things? Okay, but I want to point this out, that having the relationship is the most important thing. And in this day and age, it is so simple with technology to be able to do this. So that's the second step. Then the third step is you simply find out what they want and give it to them. It's really that simple. And the fourth step is you find the traffic flow on the internet, you plunk your simple website right down in the middle of that traffic, and you've got instant traffic for your website. And see, I'll give you an example from my mold website. I've made a ton of mistakes along the way. I don't think that anybody's made more mistakes than me, but yet in spite of all that, I've still been massively successful as a result of using this system. That's why I'm able to put $10,000 to $12,000 a month in the bank with my little mold website. And see, most people, my gosh, they could completely retire with an extra automated source of $10,000 a month of income. And most people can completely retire on that. So now that we found hot buyers for your product or service, and we've got them flocking to you, let's take a look at this, because your next step is to get them into what I call your automated marketing funnel. And the great thing is as it insinuates, this process is completely automated. So let me show you now how to automatically convert prospects to money in the bank and have them love you for doing it, because I teach my clients a specific 7-step process for converting prospects to money in the bank. And the first step of that process is using the automated marketing funnel. So let me show you right now how the automated marketing funnel works. So I'm going to take you kind of on a behind the scenes tour of my mold website in order to show you this. So this is what the home page of my mold website looks like at getmoldsolutions.com. But this is not the page that I bring my new visitors to, okay? I bring them to a specific hidden page on my website where I offer them, and that's the first step of the process here. The first step of the automated marketing funnel is you're going to offer your prospect something of value in exchange for their name and email address. So when people who are online, imagine somebody who they're online, they're on Google or whatever, doing an informational search, looking for information on mold, and they see a link from me and they end up at this web page, okay? Well, I can tell you that somebody's looking for information on mold. When they get to this web page, they're going to have this feeling of like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And here's this guy, Kevin, and apparently, wow, he's some kind of an expert on mold, and he's offering this free report, and he's going to show me all this stuff here. And like, yeah, I want this information. And a good percentage of the people who come here give me their name and email address in exchange for this report that I'm offering, and now we can start this relationship. And in fact, this brings us to the first big secret that I promised to share with you, and this is the biggie, so write this down. We are not selling anything. All we're doing is giving people what they already want. I'm going to take a quick drink here. Okay, so write that down. It's very important, all right? We're not selling anything. All we're doing is giving people what they already want. And that's an important distinction here. When your whole business, and you use a system that's designed to give people what they already want, that's how you get them to love you for doing what you do, okay? So that's the first step of the automated marketing funnel. Okay, now the second step is you then immediately, well, I already covered the secret. Let me skip this slide. The second step is you immediately offer your subscribers an additional offer in exchange for their full contact information. So let me explain how this works. Somebody comes to your website and they give you their name and email address in exchange for this initial thing that you're offering them. Well, now you take them to a secondary page, but says that, wait, there's more. You can also get this. And what I require in order to get this is now you need to give me your mailing address, your phone number, additional information. Because what that does is this takes us to the third step, that this automatically sections your list and lets you know who your hyper responsive buyers are. Because I can tell you, somebody who gives you their full contact information is somebody who is extremely, extremely interested in what you have to offer, and they want to hear more from you. They are your hyper responsive people. And then that takes us to the fourth step, which is continue to stay in touch with your subscribers. And that's what it's called. When somebody gives you their name and email address, they become a subscriber. You're going to give them additional buying opportunities, but you're not going to do it with high pressure. Okay, I mean, I don't use high pressure sales tactics, but what I do is I give people reasons to respond now. Because we know that when people who respond now get better results, they get faster results, and so we motivate people to respond now, but I don't use high pressure sales tactics or anything like that. And the fifth step is you give them what they want and don't be boring. Now, I know some of you are thinking like, don't be boring. Are you kidding me, Kevin? You know what? You're the mold guy. I can't even imagine anything more boring than that. That's kind of like watching the grass grow. And I get it. Quite honestly, I hear that all the time. And like, I understand why people feel that way. But if you've got a mold problem, you are all about what I have to offer. Because you want my help, you appreciate my help, you love me for the role that I play in your life in helping you get through a difficult situation in your life. And see, And using this process, I'll give you another example from one of my other clients. One of my clients, Dawn, she had a website when she came to me, and she was getting subscribers. She was doing a lot of things right, but she wasn't making sales. I mean, like, she was making like no sales. And so I was talking with her, and as it turned out, she wasn't giving her subscribers what they wanted. So we spent a few minutes fine-tuning her system, and within 2 days, she was averaging $79 a day. And I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, but let me point out, that's more than $2,300 a month. And the best part is that Dawn's system is completely automated. It takes virtually no effort on her part. And now she's getting ready to offer additional products and services for her subscribers so that she can give them more of what they want. And in turn, she wants to reach her own goal of making $5,000 a month. And see, in the process of doing all this, she's becoming the hero to her subscribers. They love her for doing what she does for them. So let's assume, for the sake of our conversation now, that we've got 2 things figured out. First, we've found hot buyers for our product, and we've got them flocking to us. Secondly, we've plugged them into our automated marketing funnel, and we're starting to make some pretty good money. Well, our next step is to give them even more of what they came to us for in the first place. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. Is I'm going to show you how to consistently make a minimum of $5,000 to $10,000 a month in any economic climate. Because see, now you've had a taste of automatic income. You're automatically attracting hot buyers who are ready to do business with you, and you've done it with virtually no effort on your part. That's called a system, and it's an incredible thing. A system gives you reliable, consistent, and predictable income. It means you figured something out, you've got it working for you, and now it continues to do all the work for you month after month after month. So what we're going to do now is we're going to step on the gas and get your system running at full speed. I'm going to show you how your system will automatically put $5,000 to $10,000 a month into your bank account, no effort on your part, and without risking any of your own money. Now, there's 15 ways to make it happen, and we've only got time to cover the top 3 right now. So let's go over them really quick and take some really good notes as we do this, because this is going to be powerful stuff that I'm going to share with you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to ask your subscribers what else they want from you. Now, I know that sounds incredibly simple, but think about this, because most business owners never ever do this. I mean, when was the last time that you went to a restaurant, or you went and used a dry cleaner, or you hired a carpet cleaner, or you did whatever, you interacted with any business, and after you had that interaction, you got some kind of a follow-up where they thanked you for your business and asked you how else they could help you, how else they can serve you. I mean, if I were to open up the lines and we were to ask people this, hardly any of you would say that's happened, because business owners just don't do this. And it's such a mistake, because when you do, people are dying to tell you how else that you can help them. People want you to ask them that, and they want to interact with you. They want to tell you how else you can help them, how else you can serve them. So that's the first step. And then once you get that feedback, you then offer additional products and services based on what your subscribers are telling you that they want. So I mean, a perfect example. Well, perfect example of this. If the first time I ever did this in my mold website, I mean, when I started that mold website, I figured out the obvious products that I should be offering, such as mold test kits, mold cleaning product, that kind of thing. But the first time I ever interacted with my subscribers and asked them what else they wanted from me, well, people started telling me they wanted me to recommend a good quality HEPA vacuum. I'm thinking to myself, HEPA vacuum? I mean, who would have thought of that? Definitely not me. But now that I knew that's something they wanted information on, I'm going to make that available. But as soon as you find out this kind of information, as soon as you get this feedback, you're obviously going to offer those additional products and services your subscribers are telling you that they want, because you want to give them what they want. But the secret is, you're only going to do it via a pre-publication offer, meaning you're not going to spend a penny on making that product available to them. Okay, so once, I mean, and here's how you use a pre-publication offer. Basically, once you get this feedback, you're going to send an email back out to your subscribers, and it's going to go something like this. You know, Mrs. Jones, I really appreciate you giving me the insight on how else I can help you. And that product or service you mentioned, I'm going to be able to make that available. And it's going to take me about 2 to 3 weeks in order to put this together and make that happen. But what I'd like to do is make you a pre-publication offer. And we're going to be able to offer this product at this price point. But when you place your request right now, I will offer it to you for just this much, and you can then offer a discount. Okay, you offer, that's called a pre-publication offer. It's completely legal. It's complete because you're letting them know I'm accepting your order for this now because you told me that you wanted it, but we won't actually ship for whatever time period, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what have you. And now what you have is you have revenue coming in. If there were any cost associated with getting that product into your client's hand, you now have the revenue to be able to do that. But I'm willing to bet if I can show you how to get any product or service into your client's hands without any cost to you, you'd probably like to know how to do that too. Well, that's the third secret that I want to share with you right now. And so the third secret is that you're going to do joint ventures with other business owners who offer the products and services that your subscribers want. So we'll go back to my mold website as an example of this. When I started my mold website and I started asking people, asking my subscribers what else they want from me, and they started talking about, they wanted me to recommend a good quality HEPA vacuum. Well, you know, I knew of good quality HEPA vacuums because I was in that industry, but I just didn't know how I could get these things and get them into the hands of my clients. So all I did is I started doing a Google search for this model of HEPA vacuum online. And I found all kinds of distributors online that were selling this model of HEPA vacuum. And all I did was I reached out and I actually picked up the phone, imagine that, and I called the company that came up in the first of the searches. And I get a hold of this guy, DJ, and I start talking with DJ. And I was like, DJ, I said, you know what? I was like, I've got this website at getmoldsolutions.com, and I've got a large audience of people who I'm helping, and I just came to find out that they're asking me to recommend a good quality HEPA vacuum. Is it possible? Would you be willing to work with me to be able to get your HEPA vacuum into the hands of the clients and subscribers of mine who are interested in having a HEPA vacuum? Well, what do you think his answer to that was? He was like, oh my gosh, yes, Kev, I'd love to work with you. How do we do this? What do we need to do to make this happen? Well, guess what? See, that was all positioning. I just let him know, hey, I've got an audience and I've got people who are wanting to buy this. And now what happens is because I've got the audience that is interested to buy the product that he has for sale, and I'm the one that's kind of collaborating on this, and I'm the one that's kind of the middle guy that's putting this together, well, I now have his full attention. And I just said, great, DJ, you know what? I would love to work with you. I would love to, you know, there's just a couple of things that I need. First of all, what I need to find out is, can you drop ship these HEPA vacuums to my clients just as if they came from me? And he's like, absolutely, we can do that. I'm like, great. The only other thing I want to do is, because I am going to be taking orders for this HEPA vacuum online, I want to set it up so when somebody places an order with me, a copy of that order automatically gets forwarded to somebody in your office via email so that you can fulfill on that order. And then what I'll do is I'll just give you a debit card, and each time you have an order that comes through, you can just bill me for that, and I've already been paid, so my profit is the difference. But is there somebody there with an email address that can check on orders from me at least once a day during the work week? And he's like, absolutely. And so DJ and I, we have been working together ever since. Over those years, we have sold thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of HEPA vacuums. and I didn't have to put out any cash up front. It's been a win-win situation for everybody involved, for me, for DJ, for all the clients and the subscribers that we've served, by educating them, by getting these products into their hands to help them out. And see, that's how business is supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. You provide value to people, you become useful for them, and you get compensated for that. I'm going to give you another example from one of my clients, Jane May. I mean, Jane, she originally came to me because she was wanting to use the system to help sell her unique wedding invitations to brides-to-be. And I got to talking with her. I said, why don't what you really want to do, Jane, is you want to build a huge subscriber list of brides-to-be. And so what you do is this instead. Why don't you offer a free report on how to plan the perfect wedding that will have your friends and family talking for years? I mean, what kind of bride-to-be doesn't want to know how to do that? They all do, okay? And so now Jane offers them this free report. She now, once she has this bride-to-be as a subscriber, she's now able to offer additional products and services for brides. And the thing is like she doesn't offer any of this stuff herself other than the wedding invitations, because that was what she was originally doing. So she still does that, but all she's done is she has partnered with all these other people who do, florals, photographers, all these other people that help brides-to-be. And now Jane just connects them up, and she gets compensated for doing that. And see, this is the power of having a system and of building an audience of people that you can be of value and be of service to. And so now, people would think that, okay, great, that's great what Jane's doing, but what happens when all those brides-to-be on her list get married? Doesn't her subscriber list become pretty much useless? I understand why people think that, but it's just not the reality, because remember, what we've been talking about here is actually building a relationship. And so now let's just say that last month, every single one of the brides-to-be on Jane's list got married. They are no longer in the wedding market, but Jane's got a relationship with every single one of them. They love her because she's been helping them. Well, guess what? Now that they're married, what other kinds of things are they going to want? They're going to want information on interior decorating, parenting, gardening. I mean, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. And all Jane does, she continues to stay in touch with all these ladies, continues to be of service, continues to let them know about things that will be helpful for them in their lives, and continues to get compensated for her efforts, because all of her subscribers appreciate her so much for what she does for them, and they've come to trust and value Jane's recommendations because they know that Jane will never steer them wrong. And that brings us to the second big secret I promised to share with you. Remember, the first big secret is that when we use a system like this, we're not selling anything to anybody. All we're doing is giving people what they already want. The second big secret is this: people buy from people they like, and they keep on buying from people they like. That's the way it works. I mean, think about you in your own life. If you have people and businesses that you frequent because they give you a good experience, you keep going back, don't you? Well, of course you do. And you want people doing the same thing with you. So now you've got your automatic income system, putting $5,000 to $10,000 a month into your bank account. Let's take a look at how your life has changed, because this is what an automatic income system does for you. And see, the great thing about having an automated system like this is that it allows you to have a passive income rather than physically working for income. And see, that's the key to creating wealth and lifestyle. So the first thing an automatic income system does for you, it allows you to do the work once and get paid forever. See, it takes a little bit of time and effort to set it up, but once it's up and running, it just continues to run on its own. The second thing it does is it creates income automatically. In fact, like I shared with you, I work less than 6 hours a month on my mold website. That thing's been in place for years, and it's been producing that kind of income for me with very little time investment because it's an automated system that just continues to produce results. The third thing it does is it lets you produce income on demand by being the hero. And see, like I shared with you, by asking people what they want and then going and giving them what they want, securing them what they want. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to do a little bit of research, make a phone call or two, talk with somebody, position yourself correctly so that they're like DJ and just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to work with you. But by being the hero and giving people what they want, you're essentially producing income on demand, and people love you for doing what you do. Quite honestly, I don't do this enough in my own business. I could certainly do it a lot more. The fourth thing it does is it relieves stress because you can forget about it. As Dan alluded to, I take a lot of time off. I mean, I'm married. I'm a family guy. I've got 6 children. Well, actually 7 because we adopted. I take 3-day weekends every weekend. I take a lot of 4-day weekends. I take time off with my family because that's important to me. I've structured my business to be able to do that because that's important to me. But you know what? Even when I'm taking time off, my automated system is still doing its thing, still doing, and I mean, gosh, I can go on vacation and I can be gone for a week and I can come home and I'm gonna have more money in the bank account than I had when I left because my system just keeps on producing revenue no matter what I'm doing with my time. The fifth thing it does is it eliminates the risk of failure because you're following a step-by-step system that has a proven track record since the year 2000. And see, this system will work for anyone who will follow it. It works in today's economic climate. No computer knowledge is needed. Thank God. We've got that figured out for you too, because I've got a gal who does all the website setup for you, and that's all included as well. And see, when I look at where I've come from and over the last 10, 12, 15 years, the income I now have, the lifestyle I now get to live, that I get to help people in a way that just makes me feel so good about what I do in my business, that my neighbors, they don't have a clue what I do. All they know is that, like, Kevin never goes to work. And I'll tell you, I've also become this hero to my wife and my kids. And I get to do what I love doing. And see, I want this for you too. I want this very thing for you too. And see, when the Titanic starts sinking, this is how you're going to make sure that you've got your own personal lifeboat. Because I can tell you, you know what? The economy, it's not going to get better anytime soon. It's not going to go back to what it was pre-2008 anytime soon. In fact, every indicator tells us that things are probably going to get worse before they get better. And I realize this ain't earning me any points by admitting that, but I found that people much prefer the honesty, even if it stings a little bit in the short term. And see, the Titanic, it had way too many staterooms and not enough lifeboats. And its creators had the arrogance of thinking that it was unsinkable. I mean, talk about crazy. Yet this is the same exact situation that most people are in right now as we speak. I mean, whatever lifeboat they have, it's about a third as big as it needs to be. And when their ship starts sinking, they're going to be in a major panic. And see, that's why you've got to prepare your lifeboat quickly so it can carry you when the time comes. And the good news is that, I just showed you how to make that happen. All you need now is access to the same system that my clients and I have been using to make record profits over the last several years. And that's what I'm about to give you. But before I go on, I need to let you know, if you're looking for some pie in the sky, sit at your computer for 15 minutes and make $1 million this year by doing nothing else, then what I'm about to tell you about, it's not even worth your time. Because the fact is, those things, they're not real, they don't work. All they're good for is taking money from people who have that kind of a dream. But on the other hand, if you're interested in having a very real, reliable, and predictable $5,000 to $10,000 in extra income every month from an automated system that doesn't require you to do manual labor, where you really can sit at home in your chair and see the deposits being made, then what I'm about to give you is the exact system to accomplish those goals. Now, I've prepared 2 special offers just for those of you who resonate with everything that we've been sharing. I mean, if what I've been sharing makes sense with you, if it's something that you feel that I can help you with, then I want to let you know that I'm going to generously guarantee both offers that I'm making for you. In addition, I'm going to do something that nobody else has ever even done, because I'm not just going to guarantee your satisfaction. I'm going to guarantee your results. I'm going to ride with you and guarantee the specific number of dollars that will appear in your bank account in a specific period of time as a result of using this system with you as the sole judge and jury. And if that doesn't happen, then I will be the one who pays the consequences. And trust me, there is no way that I'd be willing to make a guarantee like this unless I knew for sure that this system will work for you, just like it has for the rest of my clients. In fact, this system is a collection of my very best materials, the stuff that I and my clients use personally every day. And if you were to create this system on your own, it'd cost you thousands of dollars and take years of your time. I mean, it took me over 5 years of going to seminars, hiring expert consultants, testing, fine-tuning, doing all that work in order to create it. And after adding it all up, I had invested $67,985.87 of my own money. But of course, looking back on the results that I've had with that, it's all been worth it. And fortunately for you, you don't have to invest even a fraction of that. So let me tell you about what I've put together for you. The first thing I've put together, sorry about that.
Oh, someone forgot to turn their phone off.
Yeah, I sure did. We got our hands live. So I will, I'll tell you about the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the basic automatic income system. And I'll tell you what this comes with. The first thing you're going to get is you're going to get the quick start module. Regular retail, and that is $197. So in order to build the momentum that we've already started and make sure you see results as fast as possible, I refuse to leave anything to chance. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sending your system to you via priority mail, so you get it as quickly as possible. But you're not going to have to even wait until your system arrives to start seeing results. You're going to get instant access to the Quick Start module so that we can start you moving forward right here, right now. Because like I said, when you get fast results, that gets you excited, it gets me excited, and that's what I want for you. So this module gives you the specific action steps that you need to focus on over the next 27 days in order to get lightning fast results. And see, this is critical for you and for me, especially since I'm with the guarantee that I'm giving you. See, when you see fast results, like I said, it gets you excited, gets you motivated, and it lets you know that you've got your hands on something powerful that's going to deliver all the benefits that you are promised. The second thing you're going to get is the Lifestyle Business Blueprint. That regular retails at $497. Now, I created the original version of this document for myself back in 1999, and it was instrumental in allowing me to get the business and the life that I now have. And you remember how I told you that I had built that carpet cleaning business, and yet, that thing was running my life. And I was like, wow, I need to make a change. Well, that was the day that I realized, okay, for the first time ever, I was like, gosh, Kev, what do you really want to do? How do you really want to have an impact in this world? What do you really want your business to look like? How do you want it to fit into your life? All of that kind of stuff. And so that's when I created this document without even realizing. And of course, now I've shared this with so many people over the years, and it's been so powerful for them. And see, each one of these complements the other. Okay, your business and your personal life complement the other. And when you have those in alignment, where you love what you're doing in your business and you also love what you do in your personal life, and your business supports your personal life and vice versa, oh my gosh, it just doesn't get any better than that. And see, since the time that I created this lifestyle business blueprint, this document has now been successfully used and modeled by thousands and thousands of people just like you from around the world. And in addition to giving you the original copy of my own lifestyle business blueprint, I'm also going to show you how to create your own blueprint that will be tailored to you, to your situation, so that as we set up your automated business, it perfectly fits in with and provides financially for the kind of lifestyle that you want to have. The third thing you're going to get is the idea generator. Now, you might be right here listening into this right now and thinking to yourself, okay, Kev, this all sounds great. And you're totally different than anyone else I've ever met. I mean, you've taken the time to lay this thing out and explain it in a way that makes sense. And you're just completely authentic and genuine about what you're doing. I want to be a part of what you're offering, but I don't know exactly how I would use the system. I mean, I don't know exactly what I would do with it. And if that's where you are right now, this is the first tool that you'll want to dig into, is the idea generator, because I get, that from where you're standing right now, this can seem like a huge hurdle. But for where I'm at, having already helped thousands and thousands of people just like yourself, I can tell you this is actually a very small hurdle. And I'm going to make sure you get over it, because once we're both standing on the other side looking back, you're going to be like, wow, you know what, Kev, with your help, that really wasn't any big deal at all. And now you're going to be excited to continue moving forward and continue accomplishing even more. And I look forward to doing some great, great things together. The fourth thing you're going to get is the Automatic Income Master Manual. That regular retails at $6.97. And I'll let you know that the manual that you're going to get now, this is the 9th update I've made to it since we created the original version all the way back in 2004. And I am really excited to get this new update manual out to those of you that are listening in here. And see, this manual lays out the entire system. It shows you how to automatically generate subscribers, how to follow up with subscribers, how to convert subscribers into sales, and have your people love you for doing it. It includes 107 ready-to-use documents, templates, and examples, and it shows you how to do everything that we've been talking about. And basically, I mean, all the work has already been done for you, and everything is 100% copyright-free, so you're able to use it how you see fit. The fifth thing you're going to get is the Automatic Income Audio System, and that regular retails at $7.97. Now, what this is just like having me sit right there with you at your computer, looking over your shoulder, walking you step by step by step through the system. I'm going to show you how to get started the right way. I'm going to show you how to use my Leave No Dollar uncollected tool chest and have your subscribers love you for doing it. I'm going to show you how to set up your website using the easy as pie method. And I'm going to let you know right now, you're not going to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to get a website set up. For you, because you're a client, it's only going to be $19 to have your website set up. And finally, I'm going to show you how to bring in the money. And this one audio alone will easily pay for your entire system many times over. The sixth thing you're going to get is you're going to get interviews with other successful system users. And that regular retails at $97. You're going to hear from people like Kevin and Nisa Coy, who began using the system. And not only do they use and do what I showed them to do, they did additional things. And you're going to hear about their background and their story and how they began using the system. And kind of a cool thing now is Kevin and Nisa, we do these monthly coaching calls for our clients too. And a lot of times Kevin and Nisa will join us on the call because they continue to do so many great things with the system. And there's such an inspiration to clients like yourself to show like what is possible. And so I'm really looking forward to introducing you to Kevin, Nisa, and other system users through these interviews, as well as some of the other things I'll be telling you about. The seventh thing you're going to get is the Automatic Income Tracking System. That regular retails at $197. Now, it's very important to know the numbers of your system. And I tell everybody this because this is how I am able to advise you. and I show you how to do this. I give you a system for doing it that's so simple that a 4-year-old could use it. But this is how I continue advising you and giving you this tracking system so that you can track the results of your system every step of the way, and we can keep you moving forward in a powerful, powerful way as we do that. The 8th thing you're going to get is you're also going to get my $20,000 in 365 days, double coverage, no risk, all reward guarantee. And there's actually 2 parts to this guarantee, so let me explain it really quickly. The first part of the guarantee is that you've got a 30-day unconditional preview period on the system. You take the system, you use it, you look at it for 30 days. If it's not everything I've said and more, if you don't like anything about it, if you don't like my voice, I don't care what that reason is. You've got 30 days to look at, and if for any reason you decide, you know what, I just don't want to use this, I don't like Kevin, whatever, you send it back, I will refund your money, we'll part as friends, and you'll be out nothing. And see, I do that because I just want the opportunity to get this system into your hands so that you can start using it, because I know that once you start using it and you start seeing results, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, I am so glad that I'm now getting Kevin's help. The second part of the guarantee is once you get to that 30-day period, you decide, okay, yep, this is what I was looking for. Kevin's my guy. I know he's here to help me. I want to keep moving forward. Well, I will then ride with you for an entire year. And if at the end of that year, you have used the system, you've done what I've shown you how to do, and you haven't put a minimum of $20,000 into your bank account, then I will not only refund your investment, I will give you an additional $500 for your trouble, because that's how confident I am in this system. Because all you've got to do is use the system and follow the 9 steps. That is it. So total value on the basic system is $2,868. But when you respond now, you can take the entire basic system for just 2 monthly installments of $397. That's a $2,100 discount. And all you've got to do is click that button that appeared below, and you'll be taken right to the page where you can place your request for the basic system. So that's the basic system. Now let me tell you about the high-speed system. The high-speed system is specifically for those of you who want ongoing help and support from myself as well. You know, and also, you know, before I go, I need to let you know too. Anybody can pick up the basic system, but because the high-speed system does include so much of my personal ongoing help and support, and you're going to get access to some live stuff with me, I can only accept so many members into the high-speed system. Like I said, anybody can get the basic system, but as of right now, I can only accept 7 new members into the high-speed system, because that's how many openings I have in the program. But when you're one of those 7, what's that, Dan?
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to point out to everyone, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this button down underneath. It won't be a second. I'm going to make the button appear in just a moment. So sorry to interrupt. So if you want to get involved, I'll get the button down in just a moment.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dan. Okay, so the high-speed system, like I said, I can only accept 7 new members in the high-speed system. Anybody can get the basic system, but 7 people are able to get the high-speed. And once we have those 7 spots spoken for, this portion of the offer will be closed out. But the high-speed system is for those of you who want ongoing support from myself, as well as the opportunity to be able to join a fraternity of like-minded, successful business owners and professionals who are continually exchanging and sharing information among ourselves for the betterment of the entire group. And yes, I'm also going to be introducing you to some of the friends and clients that I've been talking about, such as Kevin and Anissa. You're going to be, you know, when you get on these calls with us, you're going to find out that, like, wow, I am surrounded with like-minded people who are doing amazing things, and you're going to find that you have found a home, and that you're going to get so much help and support from other people who are also using this system. So the high-speed system, it comes with everything I just told you about, plus all this. And like I said, I can only accept 7 new members into the high-speed system, but you're going to get all this when you're one of those 7. The 9th thing you're going to get is you're going to get 3 months of my automatic income mastery and joint venture mastermind. That regular retails at $11.91, and this is where you're going to get ongoing guidance, support, and assistance from me for the next 3 months via live interactive coaching calls that are specifically designed for you, for your business, and for your goals. So in addition to the 2 live calls each month, I'm also going to be sending you recordings of these calls on CD via first-class mail, along with transcripts, tools, resources, and quick action summaries, so that even if you're not able to join us for a live call, you never miss out on anything. And like I said, you also get to associate with like-minded people. You're going to be hearing the incredible breakthroughs that they're having in their business. You're going to get incredible ideas to draw from. You're going to be able to share your own successes and your own wins, as well as get ongoing guidance, help, and support from me and from the other members. And you know what? If you want to partner with other people, that's a big thing that comes from this group as well, is the ability to partner and collaborate and do joint ventures together. And see, the relationships created in this group have been worth millions and millions of dollars. And you're going to get a 3-month membership included with your system at no additional charge. And beyond that, and the reason I do that is it's really simple. I want to show you the value of being in this group. I want to deliver that first before I ever even charge you a penny for this. But once I've shown you that, and once you've seen that, like, wow, you know what, being a part of this group is so amazing. I get all this help. I get all this insight. I get, you know, I've created this fraternity of people that are here to support me. You know, I want to continue being a part of that. And once you've experienced the value for yourself, and only after 3 months of delivering that for you, then I will bill you. And after that 3-month period, the investment is $397 a month for as long as you continue to stay a member, and as long as you're getting value from it. And you can cancel anytime by just letting us know by calling our office, which you'll get access to the VIP customer support line, or you also can call us or email us, either way. And we are here to help you. And see, the reason I give you 3 months, like I said, it's really simple. I want to show you and deliver the value so you can experience that for yourself. The 10th thing you're going to get is the Coaching Members Resource Center. That regular retails at $497. And basically what you're going to get here is you're going to get access to coaching call recordings that of calls that we've already hosted, and you're going to get 12 specific coaching call recordings so that you can get an idea and a feel for what you're about to be a part of. Because as you listen into this, like I said, you're going to realize that, like, wow, I am part of something really, really powerful. The 11th thing you're going to get is the Automatic Income and Lifestyle Newsletter Archives. That regular retails at $219, and you're going to get instant access to the previous editions of our monthly newsletter. And I also will be mailing that to you in the physical mail going forward from here as well, but you get access to all the previous editions. The 12th thing you're going to get is my $1 Million Rolodex. That regular retails at $197. And what this is a listing of resources and tools that I use. Many of them are little known and they're free. And this Rolodex is going to prove so valuable for you as well. And I'm just going to be sharing all the same kind of stuff that I use in my own business. The 13th thing you're going to get is you're going to get $2,855 in free online advertising. And this is just an added bonus that I've put together for you to help you get things going and get things cooking and get things off to a very quick start for you. And just, you know, so that I just don't want the money thing standing in your way. And by the way, you know, we've talked about partnering, collaborating, and doing joint ventures is another way to get business at no upfront cost. I mean, but I just don't want the money being an issue for you, so we're including that as well. And as with the basic system, you're also covered by my $20,000 in 365 days, double coverage, no risk, all reward guarantee. And like I said, it comes with a 30-day preview. You take the system, you look at it, you use it. If it's not everything you thought it would be and more, if you don't like the sound of my voice, whatever, I don't care what the reason is. You've got 30 days to preview it. If it's not everything you wanted it to be and more, send it back. I will refund your money. We'll part as friends, and you'll be out absolutely nothing. Then the second part of that guarantee is once we get to that 30-day period and you decide, okay, yep, Kevin's my guy. I know this is going to work. I'm going to continue working with him because it's already working for me. I will ride with you for an entire year. And if at the end of that year, you have not put a minimum a minimum of $20,000 into your bank account as a direct result of using this system, then I will refund your monies, plus I will pay you an additional $500. So I will refund what you paid for the system, plus I'm going to give you an additional $500 for your trouble, because like I said, I've been offering this for years. This is the 9th update of the system. Things have never been more exciting than they are now. And so I know what kind of results you can get with this system if you just use it, if you just follow the 9 steps. So total value on the high-speed system, and like I said, I can only accept 7 new members into the high-speed system. Anybody can pick up the basic system, but I can only accept 7 new members into the high-speed system. Total value is $7,827. But when you respond now, I'll let you take the entire high-speed system for just 3 monthly installments of $397. That's a $6,636 discount. And I will also, if you decide, I will also let you keep the $2,855 in free advertising as my gift to you for just saying maybe, for just trying out the system. Because you know what? That's all I want. I just want the opportunity to get this system into your hands so that you can preview it, so that you can look it over. Because like I said, once you do that, you're going to realize that you're part of something powerful. And so I'm willing to give you the free advertising just for saying maybe. That's like, I know that's kind of like my little bribe to you. That, yeah, I mean, I'm paying you just to say maybe, just to let me get the system into your hands so you can preview it. And once again, I think Dan's got that link up there below, the button below. You can just go ahead and click on that. And what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm just going to, because I know we went through this, it took a while to go through this. I'm going to recap what you get with each system, okay? So the basic system, it comes with the quick start module, the lifestyle business blueprint, the idea generator, the automatic income master manual, the automatic income audio system, the interviews with successful system users, the automatic income tracking system, and my $20,000 in 365 days, double coverage, no risk, all reward guarantee. Total value on the basic automatic income system is $2,868. But when you respond right now, you can take the entire system for just 2 monthly installments of $397. That's a $2,100 discount, and all you got to do is click the button below. Now, the high-speed system, it comes with everything I just told you about, plus all this. You're also going to get 3 months of the automatic income mastery and joint venture mastermind. You're going to get the coaching members only resource center. You're going to get the automatic income and lifestyle newsletter archives, the $1 Million Rolodex, the $2,855 in free online advertising, and my $20,000 in 365 days, double coverage, no risk, all reward guarantee. Total value on the high-speed system, and like I said, I can only accept 7 new members into the high-speed system at the moment. Excuse me, the total value is $7,827. But when you respond now, you can take the entire high-speed system for just 3 monthly installments of $397. That's a $6,636 discount. And like I said, even if you decide to return the system for any reason, you can keep the $2,855 in free online advertising as my gift to you for just saying maybe. And once again, just go ahead and click that button below. So if what we've, if what we've been talking about, if this resonates with you, if you're like, okay, you know what? Yes, this makes sense, and Kevin's the guy that can help me. If you're willing to follow the system and do what I show you to do, then we're going to accomplish some incredible things together. And because you're the kind of person that I love working with, and because when you take action now, you're what I call a doer. And really a doer is somebody who is going to get the fastest and the most profound results with the system because they take quick, decisive action. And so what I'm going to do for you, for the first, let's do this for the first 10 of you, okay, for who identify yourselves as a doer by responding right now. And if you've already placed your request for the system, that's okay. You're going to get this as well because you already took quick, decisive action. But one of the things I like doing is identifying who my doers are, who are my action takers, because I mean, I just want to know who you are, because I know we're going to do some great things together. I look forward to talking with you on our next Master Group coaching call. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in 3 added bonuses right now for those of you who take quick, decisive action right now. I'm going to throw in 3 added bonuses that are worth $1,499. And the first bonus you're going to get when you respond right now is you're going to get my private journal. And what this journal does, this journal shows you exactly what I did in my life on a day-to-day basis in order to produce $228,000 worth of revenue, worth of income in a 2-month period while working 5 days or less. Now, this is a $299 value. And like I said, you're going to be absolutely amazed when you see this journal and see what I do on a daily basis and how I do it in order to produce that kind of revenue. And in case you kind of are wondering, you know, because this figure that we've been talking about is this $10,000 to $12,000 figure. All right. And I will let you know that I surpassed that figure a long, long time ago. But my goal is to always keep this like really what's the right word I'm looking for? You know, under promise. Because if I under promise, then it makes it far, far easier for me to deliver value. Now, I'll tell you too that my little mold website, that produces the $10,000 to $12,000 a month that we've been talking about. Well, I've started doing other things since then, and we produce far more revenue. And see, what tends to happen is that when you start going down this path and you start figuring things out, you start doing what I show you how to do, and you get to the point where you're making $10,000 to $12,000 a month in revenue. Yes, some people might stop there. Some people might stop at 5,000. Some people might stop at 2,000 and say that's enough for me. But what tends to happen for most people is they get to that point, at whatever point, whether they're making that first sale, making that first $100, that $1,000, then growing from there to 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. I mean, you get there and you're just like, wow, what else can I do? You know, because you find that it's exciting, it's invigorating, it's fun. You're getting all this positive feedback from the people you serve, all of that kind of stuff. And it's just, you want to do more. And now it's just a matter of figuring out how can I do more, while still, for me, it's how can I do more? How can I have a bigger impact? How can I leverage my efforts so that I can do more, provide more value to people, get compensated more, while still maintaining the lifestyle that I want to live, and doing it on my terms in a way that makes me feel great about the work I do, as well as the way that I'm able to provide for my family. And see, this journal is going to be incredibly valuable for you in that regard. The second bonus you're going to get is that you're going to get 4 email consultation certificates. It's a $200 value. And I will tell you, you know, one thing I cannot do is I do not do email consultations. That's just not a great use of my time at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I am totally here to serve you and help you, and we do that every month on the 2 monthly coaching calls. I am here to keep you moving forward and just give you the ongoing help that you need, but I don't do email consultations. But what I'm going to do is, for the first 10 of you who respond right now, I'm going to make an exception. I'm going to include 4 email consultation certificates with your system. That's a $200 value. And so that way you will have unlimited access to me to get your system up and running as fast as humanly possible. And the third bonus you're going to get is when you respond right now, and you're one of the first 10 to respond right now, you're going to get a jumpstart promo to my own subscriber list. Okay, and this is a $1,000 value. Now, if you want to talk about building an audience fast, I'll give you a jumpstart that'll be happen so quickly it'll make your head spin. Because like I said, I have a great relationship with my audience, and one of the things I really enjoy doing is when I have new clients that are building that have put a website in place, I love making that introduction to those new clients because it does two things. First of all, it gets you an immediate jump start. It gets you an immediate subscriber list just like that in one day. I mean, as soon as this promo goes out, you're going to have subscribers. And the other thing it does is it builds my relationship with my audience, and it also like lets them know that like, hey, you know what? Kevin's got clients who are doing really cool things. It's a win all the way around. So that's the first.
So, yep. Kevin, can I just want to clarify that for a second. Is there any conditions on that third bonus?
So as far as the bonus, because by the time we get them to the point, by the time you get to the point where you've got a website in place, you have already been getting all the support along the way, and I help put everything together. So I already know that you're the kind of person that I'm going to be so excited to introduce to my subscribers, because you're the kind of person that wants to help others in doing what you do. I mean, you resonate with everything we've been talking about. Okay, you're not just someone who wants to put up a website and don't care about the people that you serve. And so that being the case, absolutely. I mean, anybody who gets to this point and resonates with what we've been talking about, I am excited to make this offer available to them.
Now, guys, I just want to point out, I've got a lot of businesses that you probably not even aware of, and I can tell you right now, first of all, that Kevin has severely under quoted the value. When he says that's $1,000 value, that's a ridiculous undersell. I know that Kevin supported one of the launches that I was involved with recently. That I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that very shortly. But I can't remember the exact figure, but he did something like $40,000 worth of sales when he promoted that business, that launch that I was involved with. So to say that that's worth $1,000 is ridiculously low. And to be honest, I'm absolutely stunned and blown away that he's giving this particular bonus away, because I would personally pay the whole value of this course. Fortunately, I'm in a position where Kevin promotes my stuff anyway, so I don't have to. But if I wasn't in that position, I would definitely pay the value of this whole course just for that email, just for that one little bonus right there. I would pay double the value of this entire course. I can't explain how valuable that is. That's why I had to ask him if there was any conditions on that. I can't believe that he's giving that away. So that's incredible. Hit the button below really quick. Kevin, can you just check how many sales we're up to now? I just want to make sure we've got some of those 10 left, and if they have gone already, I might have to hit you up for an exception on the rule, and maybe you could add it a bit, because I suspect they're going to go very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So right now we've got 7. We've got 7 is what we've got right now. So we've got a few spots left for these bonuses.
All right, guys, you're going to want to jump on that really quickly, because they're going to go very fast. So jump on that right now. And yeah, that's awesome. Sorry to interrupt. I'll have you got more to say? I just wanted to point out to everyone.
I'm just about ready to button up here. I mean, this is it right here. This is it right here. And I'll just, I'll just close out by saying, without systems, all you're ever going to have is a job. I mean, and of course, that's exactly how it used to be. I mean, I told you about how, working, as a commercial fisherman in Alaska, and even running that carpet cleaning business was such manual labor. And I was always working my tail off, wondering how I was going to pay my bills, losing sleep at night, and just pretty much hating life. But now things are different. Now I sleep like a baby at night, knowing that I can weather any financial storm. I wake up in the morning excited for what the day holds, because my business pays me more than I ever even could have imagined for doing something I absolutely love doing with people that I truly care about. I mean, I am so blessed that I have this business that pays me for doing what I love, for providing value, for helping others, for serving them. And see, I want this for you too, because I get to make a real difference in people's lives. And let me tell you, I can't imagine anything more rewarding than that. And see, here's the other big bonus. is that every morning, you know, I get to open this little report that comes in my email every morning, and I see how much money was automatically deposited into my bank account from the day before. I mean, it's kind of like Christmas morning every day at my house. And see, within a month from now, you too will have put at least a few of these strategies to work, and you'll be enjoying the extra income and time freedom just those few simple actions will be giving you and your family. And now you'll wake up in the morning, grab your cup of coffee, sit down in front of your computer, and find that you made a few $100, even $1,000 or more overnight. And now, see, every morning is going to be like Christmas morning in your home. And you're going to feel incredible after seeing the results that you're now getting. Then you're going to look back on the decision you made right now to get involved, to take control of your financial future as the best decision you've made all year. And won't that feel incredible? So that's it. I mean, go ahead, click the button below. Dan, I'm here. We can do whatever else needs to be done right now, but that's it. And man, I am just really looking forward to working with those of you who are jumping on board.
All right, thanks, Kevin. That was really, really fantastic. I know everyone would have got a lot out of that. I know I got a lot out of it, and I really enjoyed it. Now we've got a lot of questions that have come throughout the time, so I'm going to get onto the questions in just a moment. But just before I do that, I want to just run through a couple of things, tell a story, and then we're going to get into the questions. First things first, guys. I promise you that for the rest of this webinar, we're not going to cover anything that you're not going to get on the inside in the members area. Now, I talk about this on every single webinar, every training that I ever do. I want you to make the best use of your time. Now, right now, hopefully, I really, really hope that right now you're excited. I mean, this is exciting stuff, you know, and if you're excited, what I want you to do is grab that excitement, grab that momentum and use it. Don't just sit here and listen to me, listen to these questions, listen to Kevin. You know, that's not a good use of this excitement. What I want you to do is click the button down below right now. Click the button, go through the checkout process and become a member. And once you've done that, log in, use that excitement and get some momentum. Take the first steps and start building your business. That is the best use of your time right now. Being here listening to this is not. I mean, there's three groups of people and only one of the groups should be here. Either you've decided, yes, I'm excited, I want to do this. If that's the case, click the button below, leave. Don't listen to the rest of this. You're not going to learn anything new. Number two is, this isn't for me. For whatever reason, if this isn't for you, okay, that's fair enough. It's not for everyone. Just leave. Don't listen to the rest of this webinar. It's a waste of your time. Go out and investigate another option that is for you, because I know you want more out of life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So if this isn't for you, leave and make better use of your time. If it is, leave and make better use of your time. The only people that should still be here are the people who are on the fence. Like, oh, I think so, maybe I've got my question, I want to get my question answered. If that's you, fantastic. Listen for your question. Once your question's answered, again, click the button down below. Take action, because without action, nothing is going to change. And you're here for a change. We're here to make your life better. So click below. So wanted to start with that. What else was I going to talk about? There was a couple of things. That's right. Now, I want to add to the bonuses. I haven't done this before. I want to add to Kevin's bonuses. Now, again, my added bonus is only going to be for the doers. I don't talk about myself and my own businesses a lot. I tend to get other experts, people like Kevin, on board to tell you what they do and how they make their money. But I have a number of different businesses. There's a few different ways I make money, and one of them is by consulting. And I tend to consult the higher level people. So, for example, back in, well, not so long ago, just a couple of months ago, I was involved in a launch that did $11.4 million, and I was running that launch. That was the biggest one that I've ever done, but it was also an industry record. It was the first time this product had been launched. And in the space that we're in, the biggest launch that had been done for a product. So anyway, what I want to offer you as a bonus is, and I'm going to get something up for you, but it's a limited time bonus. You'll understand why when I tell you it's limited time. I just cannot offer this to everyone all the time. So I'm going to put a 10-minute countdown timer. I'm going to say anyone that takes action within the 10 minutes, okay, you click the button down below and you jump in and get involved in the system within the next 10 minutes is going to get this bonus. I'll tell you what the bonus is before I hit start. I'm going to give you 4 half-hour consulting sessions with myself. Now, I'm going to hit start and I'm going to qualify that. Hang on, wrong button. Start. All righty, so our 10 minutes has started. Now, to qualify that, this isn't for everyone. It's not everyone that takes action. This is only for the doers. Same as Kevin. I want to see, I only want to work with people that take action. They go, they get their website up, and the qualification is you make your first dollar online. Kevin's going to help you. He's got all the Q&A sessions and all the help that you could possibly need, all the systems and everything that you need to start making that first dollar. Okay. Now, once you've got a business and you've got it up and running, then you come and have a chat with me, and we'll space out strategically our 4 different sessions, 4 half-hour sessions. And I'm going to show you how to bring your business to the next level. You know, Kevin's going to show you how you can make $10,000, and you know, you can probably take the information that Kevin's got and turn that into $20,000 a month. Well, what I do is I help the big dogs move their business into that next level, and that's what I'm going to help you do, but only if you take action in the next 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, so if you click the button down below, that's how you're going to get this extra bonus. Remember, it's only for the doers, for the people that take action. You can't just go and buy and then say, hey, I'm ready for my consult. To be honest, that's just not a good use of my time, and it's not a good use of my time for you either. If you're going to use my time, you know, I charge my time out at $1,000 an hour if I ever do, plus upside. I wouldn't never just work for $1,000 an hour, $1,000 an hour plus the upside of the business that I help to generate. And that's the bonus for you. So it's a really, really valuable bonus. Click down below to grab the bonus in the next 8 minutes. Now, I'm just also going to put Kevin on the spot really quickly. I'm going to ask Kevin to open up his 3 extra bonuses just for these next 8 minutes, because I know those 10 have been and gone a long time ago. There's been a lot more than 10. Anyone that's already bought, by the way, you're going to get these bonuses, so don't worry about that. So Kevin, putting you on the spot, I know you said you could only afford 10. Could you open that up for another 7 minutes and 40 seconds? I'd like to ask you to do it to an unlimited number of people. Whoever buys inside that 7 minutes, can we do that?
Sure. We'll do that.
All righty. He might curse me later, but we'll worry. I'll worry about Kevin's wrath later. So there you go. Not only are you going to get the consult with me, you're going to get the extra 3 bonuses with Kevin, one of which is a promotion to his own list, which is incredible. That alone is worth many times over what you're paying for the whole course. And that he's calling one of the bonuses. I cannot believe it. So click the button below, grab it right now. Now I'm going to get onto all your questions. I just want to tell you one story that I was thinking about when Kevin was talking about, you know, the freedom that this business provides. My business model is not exactly the same as Kevin's, but there is a lot of similarities in it. And one of the similarities, obviously, is that I work from home. And so here's a story about what happened to me the other day. It's going back a little while, not so long ago. And I was getting renovations, and I'm getting my deck extended, big long deck out the back. And because my back door goes out onto the deck, and then there's stairs that go down to the backyard. And because I was having the renovations, I couldn't go out my back door. And I wanted to go into the backyard, and I really just wanted to see how the renovations were looking from the backyard. So I walked out the front door and sort of around my house, and my neighbors and a bunch of their friends, there's a whole bunch of people there on the street. And I tried to catch their eye to wave and say hello, and I couldn't catch their eye. I thought, that's all right, I'll go in the backyard, I'll do what I've got to do, and I'll say hi on the way back. So I get into the backyard, and I look up at the renovations. It's all going great, and okay, cool. And I'm about to head back, and I look down for a second. I'm not sure why I looked down, and I realized that I had pajama pants on. and now I'm sitting there in the backyard. The only way to get back into the house is to go back around the front, where my neighbors and all their friends are standing there, and I know they're going to see me this time. And I'm thinking, oh, it's the middle of the day, mind you. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's lunchtime, and I'm standing there in my pajama pants on. I literally forgot to put pants on for the day. And it was super embarrassing. I'm sitting there thinking, maybe I can climb up. And I thought, no, I'm going to end up breaking my neck. There's nothing I can do. I'm just going to have to walk past them, put my head down in shame, and do the walk of shame at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in my pajama pants. And it was really embarrassing. But after I got over the embarrassment later that day, I sat and I thought about this, and I thought, you know what, that was really embarrassing. But how cool is it that my life is such that I can forget to put pants on? And, I just thought about that, and I'm like, that is awesome. Like, yeah, it's stupid to forget to put pants on, and it was embarrassing and everything. But how cool is it that I live a life that enables me to do that? How many people would be able to forget pants? You wouldn't make it past, you're not going to work into your workplace forgetting to put pants on. And as embarrassing as it was, I just thought about how blessed that I am to be in that situation where I work from home. I can sleep in so late, and I can wear whatever I want. I don't wear pajamas normally all day. It's not something I do on a regular basis. I just happen to forget on that day. But I just thought about how blessed I am to be in that situation. And it really is a blessing, because I haven't got a massive family like Kevin with 7 kids. I've only got 2, but it's really cool to be able to live, to be able to spend all this time with my children. Whenever they get home from school, I stop what I'm doing, I go to the door, and I greet them at the door every single day. If my kids have got some assembly item where my daughter's doing a dance at assembly, I go to that in the middle of the day. I can do that. I don't have to ask any permission, and it really is as good as it sounds. And I really consider myself lucky to be able to do that. And I know Kevin does it, and he exemplifies this. But better than that, he's had such an amazing success record with his students, teaching his students to do that. And this is what I want for you. I want you to be able to forget to put pants on. So if you want to be able to forget to put pants on, don't actually do it. But if you want to, live a lifestyle where you're able to forget to put pants on, click the button down below. It probably says add to cart or something like that. Actually, there's probably 2 buttons, one for each of the 2 different tracks that you can go down, the basic one or the fast track. You've only got 2.5 minutes to go. You're going to get all the additional bonuses. You're going to get the consultation with me. But this is so worth it without the additional bonuses and without the additional consult to me. Just that lifestyle, that ability to forget to put pants on. I can't describe to you how amazing that is. And I think I'm just so thankful every single day for my life. So you've got 2 minutes to go. If I were you, this is a fast action bonus. We're going to go through a bunch of questions in just a moment. But if I were you, I'd jump on board now. Take the leap. What's the worst that can happen? You've got the money back guarantee. You've got the 2-pronged money back guarantee. If it's not everything that Kevin says and more, and I can tell you, I know that it is. If it's not, you can get your money back, no questions asked. And I'm happy to put my name next to that money back guarantee. I know Kevin's never going to rip you off, so I'm happy to say, look, if for whatever reason you ask him for your money back and he doesn't give it to you, I'll give it to you out of my own pocket. I just want to make that ironclad, 0 risk, where there is nothing for you to lose. Okay, so you've got 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. I do want to start to get into questions, but I figure I'll just let the countdown tick over before I go. 1 minute to go. No, I've got nothing else to say really. So, Kevin, have you got anything to add about? We got in the last 50
Well, I'll
seconds
tell you,
before I get on the questions?
That's a really generous offer that you made as well, Dan. And I mean, I look at this bonus of like, yeah, the promo email to my own house list and stuff. And I do look at what we did on that project a few months back, and I mean, that is the power of just having a system, building relationships, and you get to leverage your efforts. You get to do all this kind of stuff that we're talking about. You get to build an audience of people who love you, who love what you do, who love the role that you hold in their life, who will compensate you for doing it and love that too. And when you have that kind of relationship, that's why we're able to produce the results that we do. That's why we're able to get compensated what we do. And so there you go. I see the timer is now ran down.
No, I paused it because you were talking. I just wanted to give everyone one last chance. I wanted to be the last one to give him a last chance. So, yeah, I mean, that promo was a really good example of what you're able to do. Do you remember how much you made from that? I don't remember.
It was in the ballpark of what you said. I think it was about $14,000. And quite honestly, it's not that I do promos like that produce that kind of revenue all the time. I mean, we regularly do promos that produce $3,000 to $4,000. But when you do have the relationship with people, when you have used this system, like I show you, to not just sell stuff, because the selling stuff, that's the easy part. It's easy to find products and services to sell that will fill a need for people, but it's the relationship that allows you to go back and continue selling and having people continue buying. And the thing is you have to guard that. And this is this kind of stuff we'll talk about on coaching calls and ongoing. I talk about this in the system about guarding the relationship that you have with your subscribers, because that is the most important thing you've got. When you guard that relationship and you are on, everything that you send out is meant to further that relationship. That I don't care if I'm sending out something that's just meant to be relationship building, or whether it's meant to be that I'm letting them know about a resource, a tool, a product, a service, what have you. Everything I send out is meant to further that relationship, to make me look more of a superhero and a rock star to the clients than the subscribers that I have. And as long as you always do that, you will get really great results with this. And you're not going to be concerned about producing revenue and producing income, because when you're the rock star, when you're the superstar and the superhero for the people that you serve, they will gladly compensate you for doing what you do. And I will just give you the structure. That's all I do in the automatic income system, is give you the structure to make that happen.
So I just want to clarify something, because I don't want to mislead anyone. When I say that Kevin did $40,000 worth of sales, he did $40,000 worth of sales. He only earns half of that in his commission. Yes. So Kevin would have only earned, well, I say only earned $20,000. But to be clear, what he did to earn that $20,000 was send 2 emails. So I just want to give you an idea of the power of, once you have an audience and you have that relationship with the audience, he sent 2 emails, and I wrote the emails for him. He didn't even have to write them. He probably personalized them and made them a bit more personal to himself. I'm not sure. I never read what went out, but I know I gave him the email. So if he wanted to, he could have just copy and pasted and hit send. It literally could have been done within 5 minutes twice. 10 minutes, $20,000 worth of income. You're not going to start like that. You're not going to be at that point in the first 2 months. I don't want to claim that you are, but I just want to give you an idea of what's possible, once you get this business going. Now, I had paused the timer because Kevin was speaking. I just wanted to give you that last minute. I'm just about to hit start again. There's 7 seconds to go. I'm about to hit start. We'll take anyone that comes in the next 2 minutes, because I want to give you a chance to fill in your credit card details. But basically, if you want the extra bonuses, the 3 that Kevin was talking about, plus a consultation with me, if you want that lifestyle, the ability to forget your pajama pants, to forget your pants and wear your pajama pants, now's the time. Click the button down below. Do it now. I'm hitting start. 7 seconds. like I said, I'll allow an extra 2 minutes, but if you don't get in now, that'll be it. So I don't know if you can hear that beep, different to the normal beep that's been annoying me. My computer is driving me nuts. Let me just stop that beeping. And that time is up. So let's get into some of these Q&As.
Okay.
Okay. So Kevin, I'm gonna read out some of these questions, and if you can fire away and answer them, that would be great. So the first question: can I really expect? This is from Lee. Lee's asked, can I really expect to make $10,000 to $12,000 a month following your system?
Gotcha.
All yours.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't expect to do that, then you should.
I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Don't tell me we've lost you now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, hang on. That might be my speakers down. Talk now.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry, my bad. My speaker was down because the beeping was annoying me.
Hey, look at that. We can do this and we don't have to be technologically savvy.
Clearly. All right. I'll mute myself. Go for it.
Okay, so I mean, quite honestly, if you don't expect to make $10,000 to $12,000 a month doing what I show you, you should invest in the system anyways. And you know, like we talked about, I have always done my best to be very conservative in my promises, and I can tell you, you know, being completely candid, that in my own life, in my own business, I create far, far more than what we're talking about here. And my goal on this is to be conservative, to let you know what is possible, but also because I mean, Dan, sometimes we'll talk about, you know, billionaires and doing all, you know, these gurus making all these millions and billions online, and a lot of times people just can't relate to that because they're just like, my gosh, I just want to make my first dollar. And so as far as can you really expect to, here's the deal. If you will follow instructions, if you will commit to doing what I show you how to do, if you will commit to taking an active role in your own success, I am going to be here to help you. I'm going to be here to give you feedback, to show you how to keep moving forward. But see, you've got to be able to do something and be able to say, okay, Kev, I did this. I did what you showed me. Now what's next? And really, there's only 9 steps to this whole doggone system, to this whole process. And if you can just follow steps, I'm going to be here to walk you through it, to keep you moving forward. And my goal for you is that, I mean, heck, I want you to make a whole lot more than what we're talking about in this $10,000 to $12,000 range. So that's what my goal is for you.
Awesome. I just got to unmute myself every time at the end because I don't want everyone else to suffer my beeps. Okay, Adrian has asked So, by the way, guys, I get a lot of repeat questions. So, you know, I'm not going to go and read through every single person's name who has asked this question. This question had a lot of people ask it, and the same as a lot of the questions. So, Adrian and a bunch of other people have asked, how long will it take me to start making money with your system? And we get this same question every time. Every time we do a webinar. So, yeah, how long?
So, you know, I mean, the answer for that is different for everybody. It's all dependent on how quickly you take action, how much of a doer you are, how quickly you take action so that we can get results. It's all dependent on that. Now, I'd love to tell you that, you know what, you're going to get, I mean, we've talked about this 27 days, and I'll show you results. I'll show you forward movement so that you can see results in 27 days. That being said, if you don't do a doggone thing, I can't show you any forward movement. So what I will promise you, if you do what I show you do, you're going to see forward movement. You're going to see things happening. But as far as how soon you're going to actually make money, I got to lay that right back on you. That is on you. So will you take action? Will you do what I show you to do? And quite honestly, if your answer, I mean, to that is no, hopefully you're not here on this line at this point. You should have already been gone. But if your answer to that is yes, then the faster you take action, the faster you'll see results.
Excellent. So I'm just going to chime in a bit of an extra question. How much time do you want to see them committing to this business per day or week or whatever, do you think, to get results in a reasonable amount of time?
I mean, my gosh, if they could invest 8 to 10 hours a week, 12 hours a week, we could do some serious stuff in that kind of a time investment. I mean, and if they're even if they're 6 to 8 hours a week, I mean, if you can carve out that kind of time to do some of the stuff that I show you how to do to get a website in place, because that's where the bulk of the work is honestly, it's upfront getting that website in place. Once it's in place, now we're just tracking results. We're watching numbers, we're watching metrics, and I keep you moving forward. And that's the fun part. So if you can carve out, say, 6 to 8 to 10 hours a week, that's some really good time to start seeing some results with this system.
Awesome, awesome. Because I know, I don't know why it's just showing you now. I think I got to manually do it. It used to automatically do it. I know everyone on this call, most of the people on this call, they have a job or either a job or self-employed and stuff to do. And that's why I wanted to speak to you, and that's why I wanted to get you on this call today, is because I know that your system, is something that you can do around a job. But guys, you're going to have to put in an effort. You know that. Nothing comes for nothing. You can't just sit there and click 2 buttons and spend 15 minutes and expect money to come in. And, hopefully everyone on this call knows that, because I talk about it all the time. If you want a real business, you've got to put in a real effort. Put in an hour a day. It's not a huge amount to ask. Put in an hour a day. Put in an hour a day for as long as it takes to get the results. And you know what? Further down the track, it gets more and more automated, but you've got to put in the effort early on. And I think everyone here understands that. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. This is a really good question from Terry. What if I don't know what I could sell? I don't know why I had trouble with that. What if I don't know what I could sell? That's a really good question.
Yeah, it is. And we talked about this earlier in the presentation, that thing of being, what am I going to sell? What I teach goes counterintuitive to that, because I'm here to tell you, if you don't know what you're going to sell, that is totally okay, because you can start building an audience around a topic, which I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to find the right topic for you that you're passionate about, and how to become the expert in that. And by the way, all that's required to be an expert is that you know more than the person you're talking about on any given topic. It does not require a college education, thank God, because I never had one of them. I just real world experience. And so as far as this goes, and what you can sell, when you start using the system and you start communicating with your subscribers, they will tell you what they want. And you now have 2 options. If it's like an informational kind of thing, you can go out, and a lot of times things are already out there. And as long as you feel comfortable in recommending that, you can partner with somebody else and you can offer their products. Or if you're like me, like with the automatic income system, for example, and that's a big example of it, because that's a big product. It took a little bit of time to create it. I wrote the first version of that manual in 3 days, 3 really long days. But that's another option. You can create an informational product on your own. So there's all kinds of ways to go about this. And it can be physical products. I mean, like I said, we sell HEPA vacuums, mold test kits. I don't create that stuff. I just partner with people who have them, because I know I've got people who want them, and I just set things in place so that somebody can deliver on those products. But once you start communicating with your subscribers, with your audience, I mean, if you didn't have an idea of what you would be selling up front, you had an idea of how you can provide value, how you can help people, but didn't know specifically what you can sell, they're going to tell you what you can sell. They're going to tell you what they want from you. And so, just like I said, keep in mind, the product is the least important part of the equation, okay? It's easy to come up with products and services to sell. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Just to further that point, this what we're doing right now. Everyone that's listening to this call, you're a part of my business. But you might have noticed that I've never offered to sell anything of my own so far. And I don't have a product. I know what you're looking for. In theory, if you're on this call, you're looking for a way that you can earn an income from home, preferably, you know, an online income, either an extra income or replace your existing income, and something that you can build up from home without too much experience, requiring too much experience, without needing to be a techie, etc. That's what everyone. I know what my audience is looking for, but I don't have my own product. You know, that's why I get experts like Kevin on board, who has a system, who has a lot of success in teaching other people to do it. And I'll be straight up front with you. It's not something that I ever hide. If you get involved in Kevin's system, Kevin pays me some money for that. So this is exactly what I do. I don't need a product, and just there's a little bit of an insight into my business. So this next question, there's a few different variations of it. It comes through a bunch of times from a bunch of people. It's either, will this work for me if I don't have any previous business experience, or will this work for me if I don't have any technical experience / knowledge? Like, there's a whole bunch of questions around that. So sure. That one.
Yeah, so absolutely. And the thing is that, Dan, I think we've kind of demonstrated today without even trying to, that you don't have to understand how everything works. I mean, we've got a little bit of background of doing stuff like this, and I, being completely candid with all of you guys, I am relying totally on Dan today, because yeah, I had the presentation in place, but I have never done an event like this before. And so the thing is, like I just shared with you, I'm relying on Dan. And I told Dan before we did, I've never done anything before, and I don't even know how to do this. Well, guess what? Dan's like, no problem, Kev. I've done this before. I know how to do this. Well, you coming to me with no previous business experience, not knowing how to do this, not knowing how to do that. Well, guess what? I've been around this for a while. I've been doing what I do for a while. I've been teaching people like yourself for a while. I've been helping people like yourself for a while. I've been doing this long enough that I am very, quite honestly, very well versed in helping people just like you. And because I came from where you're at, I totally understand. So the answer to the question is yes. You don't need to have technical expertise. You don't need to try to be perfect in everything, even when you are using stuff and things don't go exactly like you planned. Just as right here on this event, it's okay. It's okay. And so, yeah, I mean, I look forward to showing you how you can use this system, even if you have never had any business experience in your life. And quite honestly, the overwhelming majority of the clients who come to me are in that same exact position, not having any previous experience. So
awesome. Hey, I just want to call out a bunch of people. As we've been going, a whole bunch of people have been messaging me, telling me that they're in and they're excited to get started. So I just want to call them out. Hopefully they're not here. I hope you're not here to hear this. I hope you're in there taking action. But I'm just going to call you out anyway. I just want to acknowledge what a brilliant decision, and congratulations for having the bravery to step forward. And I know this is outside of a lot of people's comfort zone, so I just want to acknowledge you know, stepping up and stepping out of your comfort zone. So big congratulations to Lynette, Alan, Sheila, Maria, Abel, Penny, Otis, Stephen, Ed, Francis, Angie, Louis, I think that's how you say it, L-U-I-S, you pronounce that Louis, don't you? So well done, guys. That is fantastic. Well done taking action and stepping up. Now, I just wanted to take a second to tell you about the one word that strikes fear into the heart of anyone that sells stuff online. And I'm going to tell you how that's relevant to you. So right now, there's no reason why you shouldn't do this. Kevin's got a system. It works. He's had a lot of people work the system who I guarantee are not as technical as you, less business experience than you. I know, I've spoken to him before. He's got some really, you know, just the average people have worked this system and are doing fantastic from it. It works. He's got the money back guarantee. You know, if it doesn't work for you, go and get your money back. There's no reason not to do it. Unless you might be sitting there thinking, what if the whole thing's a scam? What if it doesn't work and I don't get my money back, etc. So this is where the word that strikes fear into the hearts of anyone that sells anything online comes in, and that word is a chargeback. Let me explain to you what a chargeback is and why it's relevant to you. Let's say the worst thing happened. And I already told you, if Kevin doesn't honor your guarantee, I will honor it. Let's say the worst, let's just say everything goes to pot. The system doesn't work. The whole thing's a scam. Kevin doesn't honor your guarantee, and I don't honor your guarantee, and you don't get your money back. What you do is you ring up the credit card company and you say, I've been scammed. They promised me the money back. Here's where I bought the website, blah, blah, blah. I've been scammed. Now, what the credit card company does is immediately, they don't ask questions. They don't ring Kevin and say, what's going on? They do what's called a chargeback. They say, I'm so sorry you've been scammed. We'll put the money back. You get your money back, and then they chase Kevin for the money off him. Now, if you get one of these, the bank goes, don't do that. That's really bad. You're a scammer. If you get like many more than one of these, if this starts happening, the bank just says, that's it. We're not dealing with you anymore. But sorry, not the bank. This is companies like Visa and MasterCard start saying, that's it. We're not dealing with you anymore. Now, you imagine you've got an online business like Kevin and you can't take credit card. He has no business anymore. That's it. So, and he wouldn't have been around for 12 years if this was the case. So your worst case scenario is everyone tries to scam you. You ring up the credit card company, you get your money back, and Kevin goes out of business. There's no way you can lose from this. There is no way you can lose from this, right? So and I don't want to focus on the worst case scenario. I just want you to know how safe this is. But I really would rather you focus on what you could gain. And what you could gain is that lifestyle, that freedom. Having a 3-day weekend every single weekend, knocking off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon every single day, going to your son or daughter's, whatever it is for your son or daughter, their assembly item. For me, it's my daughter's a dancer, and she's often doing dancing in assembly, and I go up and watch that. I also coach my son's soccer team at 3:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. Most dads can't do that because it's 3:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. Well, I can. So I coach my son's soccer team, and I love that. And that is why we do what we do. So if you're ready to make that commitment, if you're ready for that lifestyle, and I understand that it's outside of your comfort zone, I do. But if you're ready, click the button down below, click it right now, take that leap and just do it. Just do it. You'll be so glad you did. And you have nothing to lose. Like I said, what have you got to lose? What's the worst case scenario? You get your money back, you spend a bit of time. Worst case, and I know your time's important, don't get me wrong, but hey, if that's your worst case scenario, is you spend, a few hours or 10 or 20 hours for naught. If that's your worst case scenario compared to the best case scenario, come on, what are you thinking? You've just got to do this. Click the button down below. Click it now. Let's go. All right, I'm going to move on to the next question. So we've got Amos has asked, I've tried other things that didn't work for me in the past. What makes you so different?
Well, so without knowing what was it Amos who asked that question? So
yes,
I'm sure there was a whole lot of other people that had that question too. So, but without knowing what your other experience exactly was, all I can say is this. Like Dan alluded to, I've been doing what I do for many years now. And I love doing what I do. If you haven't gathered that now, we got a challenge because I think that comes through loud and clear. I love doing what I do. I love helping the people that I help. I love doing the monthly coaching calls. I love hearing from you. I love hearing about your successes, your wins. I love keeping you moving forward by providing the insight of like, okay, you've gotten here. Now here's your next thing, and come back next time, and we'll keep you moving forward from there. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and nobody runs my coaching programs for me except for me. I love doing it, and so I think the big difference between me and of course I have mentors like this in my own life who they hold this place for me, and I've also come across mentors and things in the past that didn't work for me, and usually it was because it just wasn't a right fit. It wasn't that that person or what they were offering wasn't a right fit, but when you find that person who clearly has your best interest in mind, who has the ability to help you, who wants to help you, who gets excited about helping you, that does make a big difference. So like I said, I don't know, what your experience was before, but I can tell you that when you have a mentor who is able and willing to help you and is excited about doing so, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Okay, we touched on this one before. So Michael has asked, and if you feel like we've already answered it, just you can say that. Can I use your system even though the internet and technology is confusing for me?
Gotcha. We kind of did that.
You want to just skip through that one?
Heck, sometimes it's confusing for me.
You've seen the quality expertise we've run this webinar on. I mean, hitting the mute button and turning the speed up, this beeping sound that's driving me nuts. It's pretty fair to say you don't have to be a tech genius at this.
That's right. Just be yourself. And you know what, Dan? That's the most important thing you can ever do. Run a business, just be yourself, complete with your faults and everything, and just, you're going to attract the people who are right fit for you, and you'll detract those who aren't. And that is more than anything else.
And you know what? I just want to be straight up with everyone as well. Look, if you are technically challenged, A, yes, you can do this. B, is it going to be a challenge? Yes, it's going to be a challenge. Are you going to find parts difficult? Yes, you're going to find parts difficult. But you know what? If you shy away and you're scared of every little challenge in life, anything that's difficult, you're never going to get anywhere. If you're the sort of person that's going to hit a road bump and give up and go, it's too hard for me, and throw your hands in the air, don't invest. This isn't for you, but then I don't know what is. You're going to come across roadblocks. You're going to, and no matter what you do, anything in life that you do that is worthwhile, you're going to come across roadblocks. What have you achieved that is great that was easy? Nothing. It's almost by definition. If it's easy, it's not great. This is great. You will come across roadblocks. You're going to come across bumps in the road, and you're going to have to go out and do some research and learn some stuff and come out of certain comfort zones and learn some new skills. Yes, you're going to have to do all that. But you've got Kevin there to hold your hand and help you along the way. And that's what makes this really, really special. So I don't want to make it sound as if, don't worry, even if you're totally not technical at all, you can do this, just click that, click that. There'll be challenges, there will. But you can do it. You can do this. You can overcome the challenges. Here's the one skill that you need to be able to do it. Determination. If you have determination, I promise the rest of it you can do. You may not be able to do it right now, but you can learn to do it as long as you've got the determination. So that's enough about my rant. All right. So Emmett has said, I got involved with this other company who promised me ongoing support, but they never delivered. How do I know you'll deliver on your promises? I'm going to throw it over in a second, but just before I do, I've got to say, Kevin's been around for 12 years, or maybe longer even. I'm sure he'll correct me, but a long time. He's been doing this. I know he enjoys doing it. I can say I'm happy to put my name out there and put my reputation on the line, and you can turn around to me and give me a hard time if he's not, but I'm happy to say he will be there. But I'll throw that over to you anyway, Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, and that's it. You mentioned the chargeback thing. A company who is not going to deliver on promises, and you are going to irritate people. You're going to make people mad. They are going to dispute charges with you, all of that kind of stuff. And so a company that does that isn't going to be in business forever. They're going to get shut down. And the other thing, like we've been talking about, it ought to be pretty evident that I thoroughly enjoy doing what I do. I know for the right people that comes across. People get that. I've got a long track record of doing this. Like Dan said, over 12 years at this point. And you know what? It is what it is. And what I can tell you is that every one of the promises that I have made to you, I will deliver on. I pride myself on doing it. I've been doing it for years, and you'll see what I'm talking about as we keep moving forward. But yeah, I mean, you don't have longevity in business by not delivering on promises, and quite honestly, pissing clients off. That doesn't work. You don't get to have longevity when you do that. So.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to, yeah, you can see me. I just want to do a quick exercise here for a second before we move on to the next question. There is way too many people on this call. It's time for people to get off. We've got a few more questions, but I don't understand why we've got so many people here. If you've bought, if you've already invested in this amazing program, go and take action. Let's get that website up. Let's get you making money. Get off. If you've decided it's not for you, you know, you can't, we don't want to take your grocery money. Don't want to take your rent money. If you just can't afford it, you can't afford it, right? If you can't afford it or it's not for you for any other reason, this is a waste of your time as well. Let's go find something that does work for you, okay? Spend the rest of the time that we're going to be here, spend that time on finding something else. Use best use of your time. There should be very, very few people here where most of the way, well, half of the way through the questions, a lot of these questions are answered. We're running out of time. I really want you to just make a decision. So here's what I at least want you to do for me, okay? Commit to making a decision by the end of this webinar, and it's coming up, because if you're just going to sit on the fence forever, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. Tomorrow's going to be the same. Now, I'm not asking you right now to commit to doing it. I'm asking you to commit to making a decision, okay? Now, if you're committed to making a decision, I want you in the box below to put yes, just a simple yes, and I'm going to see them coming. Awesome, awesome. They're coming through already. That's fantastic. Good. Now, again, we're not committing this point to investing or to not, just to making a decision, because indecision is the enemy of success. That's the thing that's going to kill you more than anything, because at least if you decide no, then you go, right, no, I can move that aside. Let's move on. Let's find the next thing. If you decide yes, you go, excellent. Yes, bang, let's move forward. But that indecision, you'll never get anywhere. So I just commit to making a decision. Make sure you get yes below. I want to see it. I want to see that physical commitment. Okay, moving on. Okay, so Devin obviously knows a little bit about internet marketing. He said, I want to be an affiliate marketer for other products. Can I use your system for this?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Dan, you and I were talking about that earlier. You know, you and I did a project together. Well, you and I are doing a project together right now. This is an example of that question right there. And so now I will say this. You know, lots of time, people online, running online businesses will promote this thing, that thing, the other thing, all with the intention of like, oh, if I do this, I can make money from this. Well, I want to caution you against that way of thinking. Instead, when you are promoting other people's products, if you look at it from the standpoint of, if I promote this, will this make me look like the hero with my audience? Will this further my relationship with my audience, whether they buy or not? And if you will take that standpoint instead, I want to tell you, you are going to have far, far better results. Because like I said earlier, this is about the relationship you create with your subscribers, with your audience, with the people who have come to you for help, that you can absolutely promote affiliate products. I highly suggest that you do. It's a great and easy way to create revenue, but don't promote affiliate products for the sole purpose of creating revenue. Promote affiliate products and services with the sole purpose of furthering the relationship with your subscribers, with your audience. If you make that little shift when doing this, you're going to see far, far better results, and you'll make a lot more money as a result.
Great. So next question. Daniel wants to know, do you seriously work only 6 hours each month? I added the inflection.
Okay. So I want to clarify, the 6 hours each month is on the getmoldsolutions.com website, which produces $10,000 to $12,000 a month, has been doing for years. So yes, and realistically, I probably work 4 to 6 hours a month on that website tops, because that's not my sole focus these days. My focus these days is sharing this automatic income system with you, showing you how I've done what I've done with that business, And I've got some, like Dan mentioned, consulting. I do consulting on the side with other already successful business owners, running lots of different kinds of businesses. So I do other things. But that being said, I can tell you, we produce far more than $10,000 to $12,000 a month in revenue. I mean, I alluded to it when I shared that, told you that one of the bonuses you're going to get was my journal, where I made $228,000 in 2 months. Well, we're making a lot more money than $10,000 to $12,000 a month. So it all depends what you want to do. But like I said, when you get started, when you start going down this path, when you start seeing results, when you make that first sale, when you start expanding from there, typically most people are like, they get excited and they want to do more. It's not that they look at like, how can I do less? How can I work less hours? It's like, how can I leverage my efforts and do more and become more and have a bigger impact and make a bigger difference? That's mostly what people want to do. I don't know about you personally, but the great thing is this system is designed so that it can do what you want it to do and fit in with the life that you want to live.
Yeah, awesome. So I love this question from Ryan. I know it must be on a lot of people's minds. Otherwise, they shouldn't be here, a lot of them. But I love this question. So it goes, I certainly like the idea of income while you sleep, but is it really possible for an average blue-collar guy who's always made a living working for someone else? What a great question. Thank you, Ryan, for asking it.
Well, I'll tell you, that was my background too. The blue-collar guy, the Alaska fisherman who used to work his tail off for every penny he made, who used to put his life on the line for a paycheck every month. And quite honestly, I've got lots of clients who are the same. I mentioned Kevin and Nisa Cook. Kevin and Nisa, same way. Kevin used to be a butcher at Safeway, at a grocery store, and Nisa used to do people's taxes. And they worked opposite hours. They were raising 4 kids and hardly even saw each other. And so, definitely come out of that blue collar background. And I get it when you are in that mindset, or you think that, like, my gosh, all I've ever done is, do physical labor, do manual labor in order to exchange my time for dollars, whatever dollars I was getting compensated for that. When you think about doing something different, like, wow, to really just have money put into my bank account, to use technology, to leverage technology, to leverage my efforts to be able to do this thing and really just have money get put into my bank account that way, it seems foreign. And I totally get that. I totally get that if you've never experienced it before. But I can tell you that once you make that first sale online, once you connect with somebody in a powerful way that lets them know that, you know what, you can help them, and they realize that as well, then you make that first sale and you're going to realize that, wow, you know what, I really can do this. And so my question to you then is just like, do you want to do this? Do you want to have an impact on people's lives? Do you want to be the hero to them? Do you want to be the rock star to them and get compensated for doing that? And if you want to do that, I'll show you how to make it a reality.
Absolutely. Look, guys, Kevin can sit here and tell you all day that you can do it. He's seen students probably very similar to you, because I know he's worked with many students, and he's seen them do it. But at the end of the day, there's only one way you're going to know for sure. There is only one way. And here's the question. Do you want to find out? Simple as that. Do you want to find out? How badly do you want to find out? How badly do you want it? How badly do you want the automated income? Do you want to just stand there and ask Kevin? And look, I mean, let's be honest. Of course he's going to say yes. He's selling a system. That's not to say it's not true. It is absolutely true. I can tell you it's true. But you just, at some point, you need to step out of your comfort zone and have a crack at something, or nothing's going to change. You've got this dream. I know you have a dream. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have sat here and listened to us for, I don't know how long we've gone for now, 2 hours or whatever we're up to. You wouldn't have sat here and listened to us for 2 hours if there wasn't something, a desire in your heart that you really wanted. There's something there that you want, whether it's extra income so you can afford to go on a holiday and have nicer stuff, or if it's to that freedom of the lifestyle, like Kevin, the 3-day weekend, whatever it is for you, there's something that you want. Now, I'm telling you right now that in order to get that, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone one way or another. It's not going to come and jump in your lap. There's not going to be some magical system where someone says, hey, do easy stuff and pay me $2 and click 3 buttons and money will pour in. It's just not going to happen. It's going to have to be something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Appreciate this is out of your comfort zone, not something that you're used to. Completely understand that, and I understand that it's scary. I get it. I really, really do. But if you're not prepared to take the leap, even though it's scary, you're not going to get the reward. There's just no way around it. There is no way around it. You need to take the leap. You need to step out of your comfort zone in order to reap the reward. So why not now? We've got this brilliant system with this brilliant guy who's had so much success in the past, an amazing guarantee, a 2-pronged guarantee, not just the money back guarantee. You're going to make $20,000 in your first year, or he'll give you $500 for the effort. And I guarantee in that time, you're going to learn a bunch of stuff as well. So what have you got to lose? Do it now. Click the button down below. There's a button right below this video. There's 2, one for each of there should be, if I've done it all right, there should be 2 buttons, one for each of the tracks. Get involved right now. Get Kevin's help and start building your business, because I can't guarantee that you're definitely going to be successful. Who knows? Maybe you'll do nothing. But the one thing that I will guarantee with 100% certainty, I'd put my life on it, is that if you don't act, if you don't do something, nothing is going to change. I guarantee 100%. So make tomorrow different. Take some action. Click the button down below. Grab Kevin's program and start building your business. Make tomorrow different. Start living that lifestyle. That's about all I got to say about that. I mean, you know, yes, it's scary. Yes, you're not sure if it's going to work, but you're just going to have to take the leap. Take the leap, click the button. Let's go. Let's do this thing. All right, next question. One from Jane. You seem like a really genuine person. Talking to me, Jane? No, I think she's talking to you, Kevin. You seem like a really genuine person who truly does want to help people. If that's the case, why wouldn't you just let me have your system for free and I could pay you with the profits I made? Oh, I love that question. I'll let you have that one.
You know, I'll tell you, this is a really easy one. And, you know, one of my own mentors, Joe Polish, you know, he told me a long time ago when, you know, I mean, I think early on I asked him, you know, because I had that struggling carpet cleaning business. And I was like, Joe, if you really wanted to help me, if you really could help me, and you know that, why wouldn't you just do it and then let me pay you out of the proceeds that we make together? And he was like, it's really simple. He's like, Kevin, he's like, you know what? He's like, it all comes down to this. You have to have a financial stake in this, because if you don't have a financial stake, the people who invest their money, they pay attention. Those who don't, they don't pay attention. And I can tell you that that is 100% totally true. I mean, after all these years, I invest more in myself now than I ever invest, or that I ever ask anyone to invest in me. And I can tell you, when I invest in myself financially, I pay attention. I do what I'm being taught because I want to get a return on that investment. And see, that's one of the things we really haven't covered on this, is that when you take action on this and when you do what I show you how to do, if you will commit to that, then this really isn't a cost to you. This is an investment that you will get a return on that investment. But yes, this is, you know, the price point, and quite honestly, you know what? I mean, I could have maybe automated this even more and put it into digital only form instead of sending physical product. I could have probably not done live coaching calls. There's all kinds of other ways I could have done this and automated it even more and maybe made it cheaper. But quite honestly, I don't do that, and I do not have any lower entry level products. I don't have anything at $29 or $10. I don't have anything at $197. I don't have anything like that, because I will not personally work with anyone who doesn't have a financial stake. And that's really what it comes down to. Now, and I can tell you that if I were to just give you all this and wouldn't charge you anything, you would place that much value on it. Absolutely zero. And that would be more of a detriment to you than anything else. And that's the simple answer to that question, is you've got to have a financial stake in this as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel really passionate about that. At the end of the day, Kevin's got a business as well. He commits his time and energy and effort into this. And if you're not willing to commit anything into it, why should he? It just doesn't make sense. He's a businessman. He's running a business, and yeah, you know, people value it. Unfortunately, not at what its real value is. They value it at what they pay for it, and if you pay nothing for it, you value nothing for it. So I 100% agree with that. Okay, so Jamie has asked, I think we've pretty much covered this in depth about the guarantee. So I'll move on. Sean has got a question. Can I get the automatic income system from you next month?
So you know what? Absolutely. You can get the basic system next month. You can get the basic system whenever you want. And I'm not saying that you can't get it, but what I am saying is that you won't get the bonuses later. And this is really simple, because that was designed to find the doers. As far as the high-speed system, like I said, once we have the 7, that portion of the offer gets closed out. And so I don't know. I haven't been watching closely to see how many are split up between the basic and the high-speed system. But once the 7 are gone, that won't be an option anymore. And that's really simple. That's not fake scarcity or anything like that. Right now, that's how many openings I have in the program, because like I said, I am working with you every month. And I have calls with you every month, and I am working with you and moving you forward. And if I have too many in that group on those calls every month, I simply cannot get to everybody. I cannot do what I do effectively. So and especially in the beginning stages, you need a little bit more hand holding. Once you're going, you don't need so much hand holding. You've got things going, you're getting results. Now it's just a little bit of tweaking and fine tuning here, and then looking at bigger picture stuff of like, where do I want to go from here? So it takes less hand holding. But in the beginning, you need a lot more hand holding to get things going. And I want to be sure and get there for you. I want to be there to help you and give you that hand holding that you need, give you that ongoing help and assistance. So that's why we do limit the number of the people in the program that are on those coaching calls. But can you get the system later? Absolutely. You're just not going to get the bonuses, and you can't get the high-speed system. You can get the basic system.
All right, great. So the all right, moving on. Alison wants to know, can I talk with some of your other users?
Absolutely. You can talk with other users. In fact, you're going to be interacting with them regularly on the monthly coaching calls. Now, will I give you contact information of my system users? I can't do that, and I'm not at liberty to do that. I've actually tried doing that in the past, and some of my clients, they got so inundated with phone calls that that's not, they're running their own businesses. They're living their own lives. So I don't give out contact information, but can you interact with them? You bet, 100%. And I look forward to introducing you to our other users on the monthly coaching calls. And not only will I introduce you to them, I pave the way for you to make connections, for you to share contact information right there on the phone calls. And I encourage you to make those connections, make those friendships, and communicate with each other even outside of our monthly coaching calls. So that's how I handle that.
Okay, awesome. Now, look, we've been on this call for a long, long time, and it's just about time to wrap it up. I've got to get going very, very soon. So here's what I want to do. I've had a lot of people asking about the bonuses and about the consulting call with me. Now, I know that Kevin's already given away more bonuses than he was planning to, so I'll leave that one alone. But with the consulting call with me, I'm going to open it back up. I've got a timer. I'm going to share my screen in a minute. I'm going to open it back up for 5 minutes. I'm going to talk for 5 minutes. I'm going to give you the chance to at the consulting call again. One more chance at the consulting call. Anyone that's, or I'd never punish anyone for taking action too fast. So I'm just going to open up to anyone that's already bought. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to get the 4 consulting calls with me. It is 4 half-hour consulting calls. That's worth, I hate this. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but it's worth thousands of dollars. It just is. That's what I charge. So I'm going to bring this timer up, hopefully, if I get it all right. I'm going to hit start. If you want the 4 consulting calls with me, click the button down below. Kevin, you can chime in and chuck it. I don't want to ask you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to chuck in your bonuses and sweet the deal, that's up to you. You gonna say
sure.
Something?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and add in the 3 doers for the people who respond by the time.
Oh, you're a good man. Look at that. Isn't he a good man? He's a generous. All right, excellent. So look, you're going to get the 3 doers bonuses. You're going to get the consulting calls with me. We've got 4 minutes, 22 seconds. You're really going to have to take action. Now, in those 4 minutes, I'm going to tell you a quick story. Another story of something that happened to me the other day, not quite so embarrassing. I was getting a sore back because I sit in front of the computer a lot. And I had no doubt it was because of my office chair. So I walked into, there's a place in Australia called Officeworks. I don't know if you know, it's like a big, I don't know, big shop with sells all office supply equipment. And they weren't real helpful, and they only had a couple of chairs and they were cheap and whatever. And I walked out, no interest. So I walk in to a more boutique place where all they did was office furniture. It's all they sold. And they were really, really helpful. And I walked up to this really nice looking, you know, those big loungy looking office chairs, and I sat in it and it was really comfy. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. And the assistants come up to me and he said, oh, you know, is this for like a boardroom or do you sit in it all day? And I said, yeah, you know, I sit in it a lot. He said, okay, well, you don't want one of these. They're bad for your back. It'll give you a sore back. I'm like, well, that explains a lot because my last one was a bit like that. So he said, you want one of these. And they're not as comfortable to sit in, to be honest. It's the chair I'm in now, but it's a lot better for your back. So anyway, I've gone and I'm trying out all these chairs. And what I decided to do was not to look at the price until I'd picked the chair that I wanted. And I sat in every single chair that they had. And I knew that they had prices ranging from, I don't know, like $57 through to $700. And I sat in every single chair that I had, and I sat there and I adjusted it and I played with it until I found the chair that I wanted, right? I got the chair I wanted. And then after I did, I obviously looked at the price of that one and looked at the price of the others and asked the guy. And as it turned out, I just happened to like the second most expensive chair. I guess I've got expensive taste. Anyway, the chair was about $600. I bought it, and that's the chair that I sit in right now. So why am I telling you this? To me, this was always something like before I had a good income, I never wanted a big car. I'm not a car person. I never even wanted a big house. I don't really care that much. To me, what my personal dream was to not make little decisions. I mean, it's only $600. It's not a huge thing, but to not have to make those little decisions based on what I could afford, to make those decisions based on what I wanted. And that was my dream. I mean, I know that everyone's different, right? Some people want the Ferrari and the Porsche and whatever, and some people want the huge house with a pool, and some people want to travel a lot, and I do like traveling as well. That is another one that I do like. But for me, what it is more than anything else is the chair. The chair, being able to walk into a shop and pick the one I like. I didn't go and pick the most expensive. I didn't care what the price was, and that's the point. You know, I know some people like to have money so they can flash it around and go buy the most expensive everything so everyone can see, hey, look, you know, look how well I'm doing. And good luck to them. I'm not even mocking it. Cool. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. It's not my thing. I just want to be able to not have to worry about what it costs, not sit there and go, well, that one's not quite as comfortable. I spend a lot of time in it, but it's more affordable. And that's my dream. And that's my dream for you as well. Once you can master this business, this is exactly what you can do. Now there's 30 seconds left. Click the button down below. You're going to get all the extra bonuses, the consulting from me. And hopefully my dream for you is going to come true, where you can, you can have that lifestyle, but also, you know, have that choice. It's all about choice for me. So there's only 8 seconds left. I'm going to give it an extra 2 minutes after the timer runs out, just to make sure if anyone clicks it right now, so they've got time to enter their credit card details. But you really do need to click it right now. We're finishing up. If you haven't clicked it now, make it really quick, and you can squeeze it in and say, I did it before, and you'll still get the bonuses, but this is it. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. I'll get my face back. I'll try to. I really, really want to thank you, Kevin. I think you've done a fantastic job. I know everyone here would have really, really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing and giving as much as you do. And I know that you give a lot on the other side of this call as well. So thank you so much. Any last words that you want to add before we go?
This was my pleasure being here. And, you know, kind of like piggybacking on what you just said, Dan, about just being able to get that chair. You know, I mean, I think about in my own life, I've got a good friend of mine who he's a hard worker, and he works he works at a mill, a lumber mill, and you know, he brings home whatever money he brings home, and sometimes things are tight, you know, because stuff comes up. And with Bill, when he, you know, it's like, say for example, his kids are playing football in the house, throwing the football and it ends up crashing into a lamp, and now Bill gets upset at his kids because now he's got to replace that lamp or go without it, and that's money that wasn't necessarily in the budget for the month. And people, you know, what you just talked about with the chair, I mean, I've experienced this with my own kids. I mean, having 7 of them. People tease me, are you Mormon? And I'm like, no, I'm not Mormon. You know, and I met my wife, Lisa, in 2003. She had 4 kids of her own. She'd been a single mom for 10 years raising those kids. I had now just treated those kids like my own. We had 2 more of our own, and then we adopted a little girl, Abigail. And you know, being that we are not concerned about money, because I make enough to provide for my family in the way that makes me feel good, when things come up, we don't have to worry about stuff. And I know everybody can relate to this, because stuff always comes up. In fact, my wife's car, I mean, it's not like she's got not a decent car. She's got a good car, but something just happened on it a couple days ago. It's going to cost us probably a couple $1,000s to fix, just maintenance stuff. And you know, for a lot of people, that's stressful. And if the kid breaks the lamp in the house, that's stressful. Well, you know, I can tell you, when you don't have to worry about the money side of it, your relationships with those you care about most, your wife, your husband, your spouse, your children, that all improves too. Because when this kind of stuff comes out, when you are stressed about money, when things come up and you don't have the money to get through to the end of the month, you think it don't carry into your relationships with those you love most? It does. It does. And you know what? How cool would it be if we could get you I mean, you know, and for a lot of you, we're not talking a ton of money. I mean, my gosh, $500, $1,000 more a month could be all the difference in the world. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to create some revenue. I'm going to show you how to be the rock star to the people you serve. But look at the other thing that's going to happen. Your relationships in your life that are closest to you are going to improve as well. Because how cool is that going to be when you know that you can just, you don't have to worry about those things when they come up. And I can tell you, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. So there you go. I'm done.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you. You know, I could talk about this all day, because I know it's made a huge impact on your life. It's made a huge impact on my life. People say money can't buy happiness, but I guess the money doesn't buy happiness. It's the lack of stress that the money has makes you a whole lot more happier, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I just don't think it's terribly accurate that money doesn't buy happiness. Not in the way that you can't go and buy a bigger house and a nicer car and it makes you happy, but like you said, the stress thing. So, okay, guys, that's it. We're all done. Yeah. There's still a chance. You can still click below right now, live that lifestyle, all that sort of stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed it one way or another, even if this isn't for you. I hope you've got a lot out of it. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Kevin, for your time, and bye for now.
My pleasure. All right. Bye for now, everybody.